Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 239. We have the returning OJ Player Essence. How are you doing, OJ?
He was gone.
I'm doing pretty good.
He's gone.
I'm out. I just want to say I'm putting together top 10 stupid theories of why I was gone that I saw all the time in the chat when I was watching it. I thought I was laughing to myself. But it's good to be back, and yeah, it's good to thanks for keeping the spot warm for me, guys. I appreciate it.
Good to have OJ back. Good to have him back.
Good to be back. It's good to be back. It's good to be here just because, like, you know, I usually when I watch the Spawncast, it was 2 a.m. where I was at. So now it's actually a normal time. So it's good.
I was gonna say that like time differences for you must have been tough. So it's good. It's good to have back here on track and everything with your normal time.
At this point, I actually don't know what is today's Saturday. I only know because it's Spawncast.
It is Saturday.
This whole week, my sleep schedule's all jacked up. I didn't know what day it was or stuff like that. Yeah, it was really weird because I flew through like 15 time zones on the way back. So but I'm acclimating back to, you know, life here. So it's good.
Also, OJ is on his road to 100,000 subs now too.
Woohoo!
We calling it that yet? What are we doing? You're less than 20,000 away.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you guys, 100,000 at some point, but it's just cool to get back into streaming. YouTube Gaming is doing some really cool stuff next year. So
they're trying.
Yeah, they're trying. They're trying. So YouTube Gaming is doing some cool stuff. So yeah, hopefully streaming doesn't hurt your channel. hopefully they fix that and we can get there. But no, seriously, shout outs though. Appreciate all the support. A lot of you guys from the Spawncast come over and subscribe. So thank you. I appreciate that.
We have Sean, who's very animated right now.
And on my screen looks like he's super angry at OJ.
The Knicks are. Oh, RJ Barrett, you are God. No, but look at the camera quality. I finally got a cam link. And I had a cable and I broke it, but I'm gonna go ahead and call him my brother because he lives right up the street from me, Rax, who has helped me a lot with assembling things and whatnot. He came through with the cable. I got my cable in today, but yes, a lot of improvements going. Oh, that's all Valanciunas. A lot of improvements going on around here.
You got the skee ball set up. You got air hockey.
The air hockey. So I told this story on the channel. Let me tell it very briefly. I ordered a 6-foot air hockey table, just air hockey. It got delivered on Tuesday or Wednesday, and the guy calls me. I didn't give up on the basketball. The basketball goal is too tall, so I'm giving it to my cousin. Because she has a bunch of kids. And the guy calls me. He's like, hey, I'm outside with the air hockey table. I'm like, okay, great. So I go out there, and he's got like this big ass truck, and I'm like, this is kind of weird. And he was like, so you got some people to help you? I'm like, nah, dude, I got this. And he was like, no, you don't have this. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, this is 260 pounds. And I'm like, excuse me? No, it's not. So I'm looking at the product listing. The product listing says it's like 115 pounds. So I'm like, what the hell is this? So he gets like the little jack and it's like on a pallet and he brings it down and it's this 7-foot air hockey, table tennis, billiards table. And I'm like, this isn't what I ordered, but okay.
Sounds nicer.
It is. Oh, Kimbo with a 3. Suck it, OJ. So he's like,
nothing that you got, bro. What the hell?
He's like, you got some people to help you put it in the house. I'm like, nah. And this dude is like probably 60 years old, like 5'6", and like just an older dude. He's like, all right, well, I'm gonna help you with this. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, I don't want you to get hurt. And he's like, no, I'm okay. I was like, where do you want to put it? I was like, well, just put it in the living room and I'll figure it out from there. So we finally get it in the house. The guy is like on death's door and I'm like, can I give you $20? No. Can I give you a water? All right, I'll take a water. So I gave him a water. And I'm like, well, thanks so much. So I tried to bring it downstairs. It got stuck. And then I'm like, all right, well, let me go back upstairs. I will take apart everything and then I'll put it down. So I started doing that. Everything was going fine, except for when I got to the part that was like the base/billiards part of it. And I got it stuck and it was like just digging into my wall, like making gashes because I'm trying to adjust it. But then Rax came over and it was fine because all we had to do, like that one piece was probably 160 pounds. Like that was most of the weight. And we just had to sort of figure out, you know, how to position it. And so once he came over, it was fine. And then I had him come over after. Oh, dude, my hands were swollen because I'm an idiot. And all I had was like a hand screwdrivers.
Oh, you need like the electric one.
I'm screwdriving everything by hand. I'm just like, oh my Jesus Lord. So yeah, I ended up getting an electric one because even the skee ball table, like that took me 5 hours to fucking put together. And I think I did it wrong. And all of the screws were like halfway out. I was like, oh, one of my cousin's shithead kids is going to scrape their leg on it and get tetanus or something. But the electric came in and it was good. But yeah, man, it was crazy. But everything is done. Everything is set up. I'm just waiting on the X-Men Arcade 1-up from GameStop because if you're watching this, Target, fuck you. Target sent me an email 2 days ago.
Watching.
2 days, they are watching. 2 days ago, they sent me an email. They're like, we need to update your delivery date. And then I read it last night in bed because it's on another email for me. So 2 days, they canceled the order in 2 days because I didn't say that it was okay to ship it a little bit later. I was like, what kind of business is this? I went to reorder it from Target and they were out of stock, but GameStop had it. Power to the players. But yeah, I have X-Men and Simpsons coming and I got room for them and then I'm done. I will say the Arcade, super good. I like that thing a lot and I'll make a video about it soon.
Okay. And we have Jordan Fringe. How we doing up there?
Good. Glad to be here. I know we all came in our costumes today for Halloween. I see. Of course, bringing back the old classic.
Forgot.
Joel in one.
There you go.
Oh my god.
Always prepared. But yeah, glad to be here.
Let's see. We got Nate. Nate, you there?
Yeah, I'm
good.
World Series and playing Mario Kart 64 online and with a friend in a tournament.
Oh, okay. Very nice. Very nice. We got Miss Click. How we doing?
Hi. Yeah, it's going well. Fine.
Def Click here. Then we have Evan.
Yep.
We have Evan here. So we do have a couple things to go over time. We got the Nintendo Switch Online because there's a lot of talk around that this week since it released. So we'll give our thoughts on that. And we're also going to talk a little bit about Halo Infinite. We got that campaign trailer that people seem pretty excited about, but still there's a lot of questions around what's going on there. And then we had PlayStation becoming even more interested in the PC side of things with a PlayStation PC label. So we've all that to go over it. And I'm sure we'll hear plenty more from Sean with some of his stories. Sure that'll happen. Evan, we want to start with the Discord question.
Do you think we could see a teaser trailer for the Mario movie at the Game Awards?
Oh,
that's possible.
You know what? I actually wouldn't be shocked at that. That'd be a pretty interesting get for Jeff to do that.
It's got video games. It's got Hollywood. That's right up Jeff's alley.
That's true. He really wants us to like wear tuxedos to these things. So
well, I could see like Pratt like walking out there to debut it too. Like I think
Sean, did you get invited to the Game Awards yet?
No, I'm gonna DM him and just
I was gonna say send him a DM.
I mean, I'm not going, but because I don't like to cross the Mississippi. There's nothing on that side of the states for me. But I just want to be invited. Just invite me to it, and then I'll decline. Yeah, make me feel important, Jeffrey. I thought we had something here.
You got another Discord question, Evan?
What is a game that you've played that you feel like you're probably the only person in the world that played it?
Oh,
Star Ocean 4.
Isn't that a multiplayer game? That's gotta hurt.
Really, Star Ocean 4. There was this game way back in the day on the TI-83 calculator because people used to make games all the time.
And it was because I already played that.
Not. I mean, that was one, but there was one that was like an RPG, and you have to actually put in button combinations, like left, down, up, right, or something when you're in battles. And it's a TI-83 game, and I cannot remember what it's called. I feel like it got downloaded on the internet because you plug in the cable at the top, and you plug it into like a computer, and you'd be able to just download the games to your calculator. I have no idea what it was called, but that was a game that I feel like no one's ever played before other than me, and I guess the people in my classroom.
Fighting Fantasy, the Warlock of Firetop Mountain for the Nintendo DS. Great game. I don't understand why nobody ever played it. I blame IGN. No, it was IGN's fault because I said it was too hard. I'm on to you all, Tano.
Attack of the Saiyans. Like, it seems like nobody played that game. Like,
I played that one. That was good. DS. Yep. Awesome game.
It seems like when you talk about, best Dragon Ball Z games, nobody ever talks about that.
No one
game.
Definitely never played it because we didn't get anything else after that. Like, it was set up perfectly for Frieza Saga, and they were like, well, that's that. No one bought it. 2 people bought it. Whoever John and OJ are.
Yeah.
Good game, though. Awesome game.
Yeah, freaking amazing game.
Is that game expensive?
Game.
I feel like that game should be expensive because like no one bought it.
I don't think it's too expensive, but it's a Monolith Soft game. For those who don't know, it's a Monolith Soft. It's an RPG. It's a turn-based RPG on the DS.
Oh, that is actually, it is kind of expensive. It's like 100. That one's $100. Oh, that's a new seal. This one is complete for 70.
Oh yeah, I mean I guess that's
60.
I bought the game for $25 new.
It's a good game though. Really cool RPG for Dragon Ball Z. I fully recommend that one. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good.
People should be checking that out. Let's go over to let's start with the Nintendo Switch Online. So it came out on Monday night. That was Monday night, right, Sean? When did you make your video? It was like you made your video like Monday night and then released it like Tuesday morning or something, right?
Yeah, it was like it was like 2 a.m. because I was doing the skee ball.
Okay.
And I finished it. I was like, all right, let me do this. God, I need to mute my.
Oh man!
Stop yelling at OJ.
Yo, that TV's just getting it, man. Is he?
He's not coming back. Okay.
No, it's not going to be a good final 2 minutes of the game because the Knicks cannot close out a game.
So okay, you downloaded the app. Oh, well, it was hard to download at first because the thing was like crashing. It was really difficult to get it.
I didn't download it till later, so I was fine.
Because I was trying to get it when it first dropped, and it was really difficult to get it. Like you were getting the 404 error on the eShop. So people were clearly very interested in this application, and you get it. Nate, you picked it up that night too because we were talking about it. I don't know if OJ got a chance because you're traveling, you've been all over the place. I don't know if OJ got a chance to check it out or anything.
I got a chance to check. I played quite a bit. Well, not quite a bit. I was able just to play a bit of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Last night. And I'm doing another. I'm checking it out right now too. But I was able to play a bit last night.
And Click, did you get a chance to check it out at all?
What, online?
Yeah, the 64 Genesis stuff.
No, it's not really for me right now. I'm waiting.
Okay. And then what about Jordan? I know Evan didn't. I'm not going to ask him. Just go right to Jordan.
I didn't do it yet.
Okay, cool. So we got the Switch Online stuff that dropped, expansion pack. I gotta be honest, I don't really play Animal Crossing, so like the DLC doesn't really mean a lot for me anyway. But I mean, if you play Animal Crossing, I'm sure it's good to have it there. So first off, what was the first game that everyone jumped into? Let's start with that.
Star Fox.
My first game was when I literally played with you and Nate.
Oh.
I just jumped straight into that.
What was the first game we played? Was it Mario Kart? It was Mario Kart.
The first game we played was Mario Kart. Then we played Star Fox, and then we played Mario Tennis.
I jumped in the Mario 64 immediately just to see how that felt. And Mario 64, I think, was fine actually, and it makes sense considering they made the emulator specifically for 3D All Stars, and I guess they moved that emulator around to these different games. Nate, is that correct?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It's a different emulator.
It's a different emulator. Okay.
They have some similarities in like the foundation, but it's not the same.
Okay. So it's a different one than what they use with 3D All Stars.
Yes.
Okay. Is it the one they used? Did they use it back in the Wii U? They're just completely different. Like they changed it up.
I'm not sure the origin of this emulator. I think it may share some sort of base with the Wii U, but I think most of it is a newly constructed emulation for the Switch specifically.
Okay, so MVG did a whole video on it. It was very well done. He's very knowledgeable with it, so I'll check that out if anyone's curious about how the emulation's working with it. But it's not the greatest in terms of emulation right now, and that seems to be the biggest problem really with it. Outside of, I guess you could say the content as well, like the number of games. But what did you think, Nate, about your experience so far with the Switch Online service?
I mean, it's a multi-tiered topic. The Genesis emulation is near flawless. There's no problem with the Genesis games. So that's why the focus is always the N64. But with the N64, I would describe it as excellence fogged with flaws. Because when you look at Star Fox 64, Mario Tennis, Sin and Punishment, and even some of the other games in the collection, their emulation is near perfection. Star Fox 64 emulation, this is probably the best way to play Star Fox 64 is on the Switch.
I was going to say, that's not just me, right? Because Star Fox 64, out of all of it, felt fine.
Yeah, I'm playing it right now. I'm playing it right now, and it feels great. I just want to check it out because I played a little bit last night. I want to play a little bit more. It feels really. Star Fox 64 feels good.
like the text and stuff is still blurry, but like the textures of like the R-wing and stuff, I was like, damn, this looks pretty fucking good.
So that is kind of related to a Discord question, which is, do we think it's not optimized for the Switch, the emulator itself, or do we think it's not optimized per game?
Well, the thing about,
I think it's a game flaw, or potentially there's something with the emulator that is causing the problems that we see with the fog and like Ocarina of Time. And it could also be a glitch where they just did not have enough time to really go through these games to the depth that they had to address these issues, because they had a hard release date. And maybe it's something we see hot fix down the line. But it's still just an embarrassing situation for them to bring a game like Ocarina of Time should have been the flagship launch title for this service.
I would think so.
Oh yeah,
And,
it
to see
definitely
it,
should have been.
and to see it launch in this type of state is, I mean, it's embarrassing to Nintendo, because
they emulated it better on the GameCube.
that's the
GameCube
biggest
was
problem.
superb.
Is the GameCube collection is better emulation of Ocarina of Time than we've seen on the Wii, Wii U, and now the Switch. Nintendo has emulated this game 4 times, and it keeps getting worse.
I will say it definitely, I mean, not to give a pass or anything like that, because we're paying a premium price. You expect it to be a lot better than it is. But N64 emulation is definitely very weird. It's always been very weird, which you would think that wouldn't be the case because it's a cartridge-based system, and usually cartridge-based systems there's like no issues with. But for whatever reason, it always seems like, because even the N64, just like emulators and stuff, and look at the Hyperkin, what they were doing, and they obviously ran into some problems. But I don't give it a pass because of the fact that this is Nintendo. This is their own games running on their own original hardware. I will say though, I cannot complain. At least the experiences I had with you guys, I can't complain about the online, because that Star Fox game we played was fucking
Star Fox was good.
That was incredible.
Was so good.
And
that
see,
was so good.
But that's where my frustration with the service comes in, is that when you have like the Star Fox 64 situation, you see that flash of brilliance. And then you have the Ocarina of Time situation, and the flaws that are present, like the fog issue and even the input lag. These are issues that are going to be for very select people. If you're not sensitive to input lag, you're not going to notice that. If you're not looking at a one-to-one comparison, you may not even recognize the fog issue or the lack of reflection in the water texture. And if you're looking for that one-to-one accurate emulation, you're going to have a problem with what is presented here, especially with Ocarina of Time. If you're a casual user who just wants to re-experience some of these N64 games, the service is going to satisfy that need.
So you're basically just saying speedrunners are not going to enjoy it because of muscle memory.
No,
With
not at all.
Speedrunners are going to have a hard time with it, and those looking for one-to-one accurate emulation for the sake of preservation, they're going to find a lot of issues with what is presented here.
You mean as far as like the one-to-one, but it's playable, right?
How is Mario Kart? Is Mario Kart jacked? Because I'm checking out Mario Kart now, but I'm not a like hardcore like emulator or like emulation. Like I don't know all of that. I've played all of it, you know, but I just don't have like, I'm not like MVG that can like sense every single little thing. Like how's Mario Kart? Because I'm playing it right now and it seems fine, but I'm guessing there's maybe something wrong with it. I don't know.
There's one area of Mario Kart 64 that those looking for the one-to-one accuracy will find a flaw with, and it's when you go to the canyon stage and it's the fog.
Oh yeah, the fog. Yeah, the fog's weird.
If you don't have that comparison of screen by screen, you're not going to notice that fog effect really being any different. And as MVG put on Twitter, look at the Jumbotron. If the Jumbotron mirrors what is happening on the gameplay screen, it means the emulation is correct, and the Jumbotron does that.
Right. And once again, I mean, our game was pretty smooth playing online together. Like it was fun.
It was good.
Yeah, it was very good. But once again, that it depends on who you're playing with. It's peer to peer, but maybe we just got lucky. But all them games we played, they were pretty damn fun.
Well, you guys all have streamer internet though. I mean, you guys have good internet. You're not have people on there, so it's gonna be like even like when me and Click play Smash Brothers, you know, and we talk about how much problems Smash Brothers has, but it was pretty much there was no issues because we both have streamer internet, you know, but most people don't, and they have like, you know, people watching Netflix and stuff like that, so it can cause some issues.
We did have, I think there were a couple games where we had some problems where it was like stuttering out real bad, and
that's when we were playing with Max was in the room, we had some of those stutter, but like when it was you, me, and Sean,
I don't know. Sean's thinking about something real hard right now.
Oh no, I'm texting women and watching the Knicks game.
No, you're okay. Sure, go on. So actually, this is better. This is better.
Oh, I'm frozen.
Just reset the camera real quick.
For Sean.
No, I'm deep in thought.
You like struck a pose, yeah.
This is for the back of your book, your next book.
About the author.
The main thing with the online is that like the lack of options is very strange to me. When it comes to like just
standard,
but like the button remapping, it's odd that they didn't just make it so that you could do it in the game, in the application, rather than having to back out, go to the system. Like that was weird to me.
That's where the flaws of the emulator really shine, is with the button remapping or the lack thereof, and then the lack of support for the controller pack. And I understand why that is the case, because they chose to prioritize the Rumble pack over the controller pack, but I don't see why they couldn't have done a hot fix that just enabled both features.
Yeah, I'm confused why because they picked a game that needs the controller pack to save.
I guess with WinBack, they may have looked at it and said, we have save states, so are you really going to use native saving?
I mean, maybe. There are probably plenty of people who are like, don't want to save and like be caught in, I don't know, you can get caught in like a spot that you shouldn't be in or something if you save. I guess is the way they're looking at it. It's just weird that they picked a game specifically that they didn't have support for to make you save. Like they could have just not picked that game is what I mean. Like they showed us all these games that are coming. They could have been like, okay, not WinBack. We'll just slot in Pokemon Snap or what major just something, just anything. They could have thrown anything in there. F-Zero. They could have thrown F-Zero in there.
Right.
It was just weird to me that they chose that one. It was very strange.
I think the biggest problem with it though is the lack of being able to map buttons and the controls. Like I when we were playing, I was like, what the hell am I doing here? I can't figure out these controls. Luckily the N64 controller went back in stock on Nintendo's website, so I managed to get one at cost. And I think that'll be a lot better.
Do you think they did that so it encouraged more people to buy the controller? You think that's why?
I would hate to go with that line of thinking, but I mean, you really can't dismiss it.
Yeah.
They are a business, and like Sin and Punishment is one of the excellent games that's emulated on the service, but the control mapping can prove quite difficult for the user because you kind of feel cramped. And this would be the first time for the Western market that we could actually play Sin and Punishment with an N64 controller.
Yeah. I picked it up as well, Sean. I managed to get it. I have a few things I wanted to do to the controller, just see how stock it really is or how close to stock. But it does feel like when you look at the controls and you start thinking about it, you're like, they really want you to use that controller specifically.
Yes.
So maybe that is why they didn't want you to remap anything. It's an odd thing to consider. Especially since, I mean, part of the Switch is just being a portable system, so you're going to be holding the system itself. You're not going to really carry a 64 controller around with you then.
I am. What do you mean? Doing that tomorrow, actually.
But it's odd that they went that route. Really, is what I'm looking here. Also, the Genesis games are fine. Like no one talks about the Genesis games. They're fine. Like there's no issue. In fact, they're better than in terms of features even than what we got for the 64.
Yeah, they're flawless. They're absolutely spectacular. I was playing Streets of Rage 2 online with Max, and we had no problem at all.
Is that M2 or just Sega was like, we'll move these over. They're already good to go. Like
I think there was some code found from the Sega collection from like the PS3 was found in the data mine code. But Nintendo may have had some play at hand.
Okay.
I'm not certain how that was handled.
Okay. Yeah. So, and we have 9 64 games. They said more coming. So how often do you think we're getting 64 games? I mean, at this point, to me, it seems like Nintendo's just going quantity over anything else. Like they're just going to start throwing more and more games at the service until it becomes, I guess, valuable enough to be $50. It says 38 64 games, I think, was data mined to be coming. Well, 9 of them already here, so another 29 of them.
I think that's pretty much my criticism. Oh, by the way, hashtag free games. I think my criticism, by the way,
online for free too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they sent it.
Yeah, they all. Here's the thing. They always send me, like every year they'll send me one. Sometimes I just forget to redeem it. I'm like, yo, I forgot, and I just pay for it. And I was about to pay for it, but then they sent me one, and I was like, oh, okay. And they'll probably send me one next year, and I'll forget, and I'll automatically renew, and I'll pay for it. But anyway, I think the issue for me is like they don't have like a schedule. Like I think that's like, a premium service. Like it would be nice to just have like, hey, we're gonna get one N64 game or 2 N64 games every single month or every other month, or at least just say something. I think that would be the thing that I would say. So it would be nice if we had actually had a schedule of like when we're going to get the game, so people can just at least know, you know.
Yeah, I think a roadmap will be great to have.
Yeah, roadmap, exactly. Like a roadmap, just like, hey, like, you know, instead of just like whenever, you know, because like I'm used to like before they used to do that, right? Like I think with the Super Nintendo they used to do that with the Super Nintendo games. It was like every month, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and like I see that Sean video, like the Sean thumbnail every single month, and I'd be like looking forward to that because I know he's into like the class. I mean, I'm not into the retro games. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I'm into playing retro games all day. I already played all this crap like a million, like, you know, when I was younger all the time, you know, so I just don't feel like playing it, like wasting my time playing it more. But like it would just be nice just to have like a roadmap of content. So that's kind of like my criticism. Outside, I can't notice the emulation stuff, to be honest, and which I wish I could, but I can't.
Well, I think you have. Oh, I was just gonna say, I think you have so many consoles now. There's really no excuse to not do games every month, even if it's just one or two N64, couple NES, couple Jenny, something like that. Like you have a large variety now. Like utilize it. You know, make it more attractive.
Yeah, I almost wonder if they're just going to go like, okay, here's a 64 game, here's 2 Genesis games from now on, and they just kind of forget about the Nintendo and Super Nintendo, or they throw like one Nintendo game in there. And
they said that they said that they're still going to release Super Nintendo and NES games, so that's what they said.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that, like maybe one drop, they're just going to take like a system's going to take a release off or something, and we don't see a Super Nintendo game in there, but you see like a Nintendo, couple Genesis, and like a 64, or maybe one time they do Super Nintendo and not Nintendo. Because if they eventually throw Game Boy in the mix, then are we just going to get 5 games every single drop minimum for each system? So it's I assume they're just going to continue filling the service up, and they'll be like, well, there's like 200 games almost here or something crazy, you know, so it's got to be worth $50 now. But it seems interesting because you feel like at this point they could just break the service off, the Netflix stuff, and just the online service be worth the money if they just added a few features. I noticed though is we were playing those 64 games and we were all just sitting there in silence playing these games like on multiplayer.
It was probably for the best.
It definitely wasn't for the best.
When we were playing
app
tennis,
available.
When we were playing tennis, who was my partner? It was you, wasn't it, John?
I was
I
was the ghost. Yeah.
Yes. I'm sitting there. The ball's coming to you. You just never moved, and I'm sitting like this fucking ghost. I'm like, hit the damn ball. Sean's playing with Birdo, the CPU. I'm like, you're just moving back and forth across the screen. I'm like, what the hell who am I playing with? I thought it was Sean being an idiot. No. I'm like, hit the damn ball.
I
was into a deuce.
Birdo and Donkey Kong putting in work.
Yeah, I was
for 5 minutes. The whole game's sitting there. Deuce, advantage, deuce, advantage. I was like, you have to be kidding me. I'm like, this match is never going to
happen. That took forever.
I didn't like the ghost overran everything. I like Baby Mario. I was Baby Mario before, and I was just crushing everybody.
That damn ghost.
I picked up the win in Mario 64. Then I immediately picked up the win in Star Fox.
That's because I forgot how to do the somersault with the control in handheld mode, because you have to use the right analog stick. And I was
in Star Fox, I had no fucking idea what was going on. I was just like,
wait, are you telling me the controls? Maybe we could use some remapping for the controls? Really?
Yes. I'm sitting. I'm like, how do I do the something? I'm sitting down, and he's not doing it. He's slowing down. I'm like, no, I want to do the somersault so I can get him off my ass.
I think voice chat would have been cool to just work in just this application. The reason I say that is because we've already like committed to inviting these people in. Like we had to get their friends codes. We had to invite them in. We had to send an invite. They had to accept it. Like it's not like we're matchmaking. That's not a part of this.
Right.
So we're already to the point where we know who we're playing with. Let's talk to them. And I know they have the phone app, but who really wants to use the phone app?
I had it booted up. None of you guys.
No, you didn't.
I really did, actually.
I don't believe you.
I did.
We invited you to the game 35 minutes earlier. You said, I'm going to go throw away this box.
You know what? Next time,
an hour went by.
Next time to prove it, take a selfie with your phone on the couch while you're playing, while you're using it for the thing. Yeah.
Can you
figure out? Oh, wait, can you do that? What do you mean? Can you do that?
Well, I could take a picture with this camera that I'm using.
No, you got to use your phone. You got to use your phone so you can post it to Twitter right away.
Me with my phone.
Yeah. Well, you don't need the phone for voice chat, so you can do that.
For what? Switch?
Yeah. I'm saying it's dumb they make you use your phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Should it be a native voice option?
Yeah, it's just because it's this application where we're already going through a lot to invite people in, so it's like, why not?
To be fair, I really hate voice chat most.
But that would have been a good time. But that's what I mean. The 64. When I think back on the 64 games back in the day, it was like a whole community thing where we're all around the 64 yelling at each other.
Yeah, you'd smack the controller out of your friend's hand. You'd unplug the controller, which we kind of had an interesting controller port issue.
Yeah, what was that? Like for some reason. Like I don't know. If someone else had control of it when I think it was supposed to be Sean who was supposed to.
Oh yes.
Someone else
What
did.
happened? What happened was, is that we initially did 4-player. Max Dreamcast guy was in it too, but he left. But they had Max slotted in the 3rd-person slot, and they had Spawnwave in the 4th-person slot. Nate was in 2nd. I was in 1st. So I don't know who was controlling it. It was like a fucking Ouija board. But we couldn't start the game because the game wouldn't automatically recognize that there was only 3 people in it. So we had to back out, and then I had to actually like refresh the player list, it said, or something like that, in order to get it to work. Because we were trying to do, I was like, okay, there's 3 of us, let's do 3-player, and the game would just sit there, and it wouldn't, like, player 3, the game still thought was Max, even though he wasn't there. So player 4, being John, couldn't even control anything, like choose a character or anything like that. It's like, that's weird.
So the other interesting thing about this, and I think we're still waiting on some follow-ups for this, is in Germany, GoldenEye was it indexed? Is that the word for it?
It was removed from like their board of like harmful for youth things that they have.
Yeah,
they put it on there in like 1998.
Yeah, and they removed it. So speculation.
Now, there's a rumor going around that it was from a Nintendo associate company or something.
Yeah,
that made it happen. And that making people
may not be accurate.
That's why I say it's a rumor. We don't know if that's actually a thing yet. I hear people may be looking into it.
Yes, I've been looking into it this weekend. I've been talking to friends who are from Germany and have knowledge of how the indexing works, how companies would have to go about to get a removal, if the removal has led to re-releases and such. I have a lot of information I have to sort through. I'm still waiting back for one key piece of information that would really clarify what's happening. So right now, something is happening with the removal of the index, but as to what that means, stay tuned.
Yeah, could it be something with, I'm trying to think of what else they would do with it if it's not going Nintendo Switch Online. Like that seems the most obvious thing now that apparently Nintendo's big thing was it has to be on a Nintendo platform if it ever comes out again. So this would be it right here. Like the door's open for it. Yeah, the door's open for it right here.
NSO would be one of the potential outcomes. It does not necessarily have to be the outcome.
Okay, so could the other outcome be that remake?
That could also be another outcome.
Now, could that remake come out on the Switch as well as like the Xbox?
Yes.
That's what I was thinking. Like, could that be like, because Nintendo and Microsoft obviously have talked many times now since we see Banjo going to the Switch Online, and we've seen other games from Microsoft go to Switch, like Cuphead, obviously, and Ori, and some of those. I do wonder if that's a possibility that they've been thinking about that for a little while now. Is that why the Switch was on Phil Spencer's shelf?
Maybe. Sure as hell wasn't because of Banjo coming to NSO.
That's true. I mean, that would be, look, the GoldenEye remake, I think, is a better outcome than, I think it's a better outcome than Nintendo Switch Online, because that would be a separate thing. Yeah.
All parties would be satisfied with that, because let's say in some alternative way, we ended up with like NSO got GoldenEye 64, just that base version, and Microsoft in return got the Xbox Live remaster. How much interest would you really have in the NSO version?
Yeah, that's true, because I mean, a lot of us have played it because it leaked, but we don't have the online play for it.
Right. So now if you finish that version,
yes,
and you have cross-platform multiplayer,
yep,
that would be an awesome release. That
would be incredible. I mean, I'm sure Microsoft would be like, all right, we're dropping this on Game Pass or something, but like they'd still, you put on the Switch, have crossplay and all this, that'd be pretty impressive. Like that would be an immediate day one purchase. No questions asked there. But they would have to get this solved in Germany. So yeah, maybe that's what it is.
We gotta talk to David Hasselhoff.
He didn't bring down the Berlin Wall.
Germans love David Hasselhoff.
I don't know why.
I was in Germany. I like him now too.
Fuck David Hasselhoff.
I like this German rap group called Dein Latan, and I never know what they're saying, but they got beats.
I wonder if GoldenEye, let's just say this is a Nintendo Switch Online thing, would GoldenEye be enough for people to be like, oh, maybe I should sign up for this thing?
Yes.
You think that would that would grab a lot of people?
Yes.
But with the current button mapping situation, would you really?
Hey, fuck that! I'll have the N64 controller, so you could play whatever, and I will dominate you, and I will have no remorse and no regard for your feelings.
People would buy N64 games for like $10. They'd buy Super Nintendo games for $7 on like the previous Nintendo, and they'd rebuy them over and over and over again. So you add that nostalgia, with these games, and yeah, that would absolutely get, because I mean, if you think about it, I know I spent way more than $50 before in the past, and I barely even play the games, like I used to buy, I don't know if you guys were the same way, but did anybody just buy the virtual console games over and over and then like barely play them? I know I did so many times, man. So if they started adding some of those those bangers, I think people are gonna, sign up for it. So.
Yeah, see, Wood says he'd pay another $50 to play GoldenEye with us. See? He'd be in for that.
If the online was good.
Oh yeah. But
yes.
You know what's funny is I don't think people realize, like, back then when Evan and I were at the stores working, dude, the most requested 64 game next to like Mario Kart was GoldenEye.
It could never stay in. It always sucked
it
too.
It never stayed in stock. And it was like $25.
Yeah, and you get it, and that goes, and an N64 usually goes with it, and then we never see them again.
That 3 controllers, that was it. Never came back.
Yeah.
Like it was incredible, and it just flew off the shelf.
I mean, what would be interesting if it did come to NSO? GoldenEye did have dual analog control.
Wait. I thought that was Perfect Dark. Is that GoldenEye also?
GoldenEye also had it.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just remember Perfect Dark had it.
Controllers to actually do it, and how many people were going to play GoldenEye with 2 controllers?
Oh, wait. Can they remap the controls then? Can they fix it?
You would hope they would. But
Dual analog.
Based on what we've seen so far, somehow they would disable it.
I want to quickly recognize Shinru, who signed up, became a member for 4 months, saying 4 months of the Spawncast membership. Thank you, Shinru. Appreciate it. Shinru. I would be in for GoldenEye. That'd actually be a lot of fun to go back through. Hopefully with better performance, of course, because it gets down to like the 10 frames per second when you start throwing remote mines around and stuff.
That's what made GoldenEye. You shot the rockets, you had the RCP-90, you had the remote mines, and the game would go like 3 frames a second.
Yeah, I thought back then, I was like, yeah, because it was just too intense. I thought it was a good thing. I was like, yeah, it was just this, there's so much action, it has to slow down so I can process it all in my brain.
It's too much awesome on the screen.
Yeah, that's literally what I thought. But I didn't know about frame rate back then.
If they did bring GoldenEye, and we can even use Mario Kart 64 for this topic, are you bothered at all by the split screen for multiplayer?
Oh, this is great.
Camera spy.
So that is this. It's the most Nintendo thing I've ever heard. If you really think about it, because it's like Nintendo's online, you can still screen look in like 2021. But yeah, that I mean that was a big deal back then. People would put up like cardboard dividers on the TV to make sure you weren't seeing.
If you caught your friend looking at your screen, you'd be like, "You're cheating, Brad."
What?
See, clicks like. Hold on. Clicks like. Hold on. A CRT TV?
What? Bro,
what is this old technology?
Bro, we used to have, I don't know if it's because we were broke. We had you remember the little tiny like portable CRTVs that had the little VHS underneath, but the screen was like this big and you could like carry it and plug it in. Yeah, we would take that on road trips. We'd take that when my parents were like working like at the charity events and stuff, and we'd be sitting in like the back room. We'd all be playing split screen, but never were we doing like cardboard. I had 2 speakers my whole life.
It got serious.
It got serious. Click.
Serious.
Oh
man.
You got caught screen peeking. You unplug their controller.
Oh yeah.
That was the
might fight them.
No, I got punched. I got punched once. I was with some of the older kids, and I got just straight up decked right there in the chest.
Yeah, that's how you ended up with a Mad Cat controller the next slumber party. You got a Mad Cat's third-party controller.
Got the sticky Mad Cat.
You got that piece of crap.
Why are we punching people over video games though?
Because
You're cheating.
Because it was serious
I
business.
would have got my ass beat if I hit my sister over a video game. My parents would have been like, "Yo, no video games for a month."
No, you can't
Nah,
cheat.
my parents are like, fight him back.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Thou shalt not cheat in N64. That was like it was like a commandment. Thou shalt not cheat. And if you do, there must be punishment. Otherwise, you'll just keep doing it. If you didn't get punched, or if you didn't like say like stop, then they would just keep doing it. You know, so you had to make a stand. You know,
You'd like go around it. You'd like be following someone real quiet, you know, about to take him out, and all of a sudden they turn around and shoot you, and be like, "How did?" And like they just not even be looking at you.
You go around a corner, and right as you do, the bullet starts to hit you because they just been staring at that corner, knowing you're coming.
Bro, I think I'm realizing like my sisters and I we grew up on the honor system kind of thing because that's wild. The fact that
there's no honor system over here. It was the Wild West over here.
Honor like the streets. You attack the friend. You punch them. You knock them out. You ripped out the controller.
Remote mines worked best when you knew where they were.
Is that why gamers are the way they are?
Well, the worst
Probably,
was when you would like
Sean. We're gonna hear about Sean's story where he probably like gutted his friend.
No, like
found
there was this one kid that we used to skateboard with. His name was Chris, and I think he was in 7th grade and we were in 8th grade. And like for some reason, like we would always fuck with the kid because he was kind of smaller. But I remember it wasn't me. It was this kid. What the fuck was his nickname? Oh, Beasley. So Beasley. We all got off the bus because we lived in like this apartment complex, and Beasley just went off on Chris, picked him up, and literally power bombed him on the concrete. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing, man? I was like, you gotta chill out with that shit. So like the kid could barely walk. He went home and like his mom like came to all of our doors and was like, who did it, and I was like, man, I don't know who did it. And she was like, well, he said it was Beasley. I was like, well, then it might have been Beasley. You want to go talk to Beasley and his family. And then like they had like a community meeting with all the parents and stuff. I mean, we were all cool though because like 2 days later we got back on the sticks, played some
Back on the
that's how it was,
WCW Revenge.
There's only one stick.
No, but that's how it was though.
When you play with people, there's sticks.
See, in today's day, people are too soft. They get salty over the littlest things. But back then, you could body slam somebody and be cool with them, like legitimately that same day.
Wait,
you know?
I'm confused though. Why did you body him in the first place? Because of a video game? So
well, it wasn't me. It was Beasley.
Sean didn't do it. Sean didn't do it.
Yeah, you'd have to ask Beasley.
I'm saying
Let's get Beasley in the chat. Can we get tabs on Beasley?
Let me see if I can find that cat on Facebook.
You're literally pile driving kids because of a video game. That's pretty
Power
soft
bomb.
to me.
No, man, I've gatten in mad fights over video games.
I mean, how old were you? How old were you guys then, Sean?
We were 13.
Oh my God.
You're young.
Yeah, it's about right for 13.
It's about power bomb age, yeah.
I mean, you're going through.
You need enough upper body strength to at least be able to lift them, yeah.
You know, testosterone, you know, puberty.
Well, and the funny thing was, I hated Beasley when he first moved into the neighborhood because I was trying to hook up with his sister, and he hated me over that.
When you were, he 12?
No, I was 13.
How dare him hate you for trying to bang his sister at 13? How dare the man do that?
But like,
Beasley, you douchebag.
He would like, try to spit at me and talk shit and stuff. And we ended up fighting one day at the bus stop over it because I was like, yo, I'm tired of you. Then he got his brother he had like an older brother. He got involved in it. And once again, it was like a big community thing, but then we all became friends. And I remember his brother had a birthday party and his parents bought us beer. And so we got like drunk as fuck because like we were all 13-year-old lightweights and like we got drunk as hell and we went through like the neighborhood and like terrorizing the neighborhood at night. And then I remember can I say that? I think I can say that. We called the property manager. His name was Jerry. So we called him Jerry the Fairy. And Jerry the Fairy got mad and went to all of our parents, and we all got in trouble because they would have like surveillance of us like destroying property and stuff like that. It was fun.
What was it? Black and white surveillance back then?
Yeah, it was. No, it was. It was like pictures, like
120p video. That's the pixel. That's his face.
144p.
So you see, in summary, screen peeking is bad.
Yeah,
exactly.
Don't do it, kids.
Don't do it.
In summary, somebody died and got Zangiefed in the backyard because he was
He
He
was
was
cheating at
watching my
GoldenEye.
screen.
Click's just confused. She's
You
like,
cheated at GoldenEye, and that's what happens. You get
Bro.
Zangief from the roof of your house.
Twitter
Perfect
makes
Dark was
so
even
much
worse though
sense
if you
now.
screen peeked. Perfect, you don't screen peek
Yeah.
in Perfect Dark either.
Twitter makes so much sense. Everybody on Twitter acts like someone's screen peeking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but the difference with Twitter was that none of those dudes would actually, a lot of them wouldn't actually do anything. You know what I'm saying? That they would. 99% they just talk. They just talk a lot.
nah, back then there wasn't a lot of talking.
What's wrong
It
with
was real
what's
quick.
wrong
A lot
with
of
a
power
fairy? A fairy is a mythical creature. We thought that Jerry was a mythical creature. That's all. Y'all, who's the real homophobe? It's you for thinking that, not me.
I just told you today's day people are, you know how it is.
Jerry was a mythical creature. He was the mythical creature of the
OJ's
community.
back. RGT's trying to speed run getting canceled. This is great.
Oh man. All right, so
Exactly.
yeah, that all that came from just screen looking on GoldenEye on the Nintendo Switch Online.
Apparently.
All right. Well, I guess
Wait,
we'll
is
see.
there a fake
What?
Beasley in the chat?
Is there?
I don't know. People,
Yeah.
people are tagging people are tagging a Beasley.
Is well, so do we get another 64 game before the end of the year? Or are we done for the year and we'll see
There
next
is a
year?
Beasley
One.
in chat.
Get one or two.
Yeah, one or two. December
Yeah.
maybe.
Hopefully December we get another update.
Okay.
Maybe we get one, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe we get like F-Zero, right? Or something.
Yeah, drop
That'd be
something like
nice.
that. That'd be cool. It'd be cool to get F-Zero dropped in there before.
If they could get Banjo, F-Zero, and Majora's Mask out before Christmas, that'd be awesome.
I hope F-Zero's emulation is good because I actually really like that game. on the
F-Zero,
N64, yeah.
F-Zero, and Majora's Mask are my two biggest concerns out of the upcoming lineup. Just because
Why
that
not
frame rate of
F-Zero?
F-Zero has to be flawless.
Yeah, it's 60 on the N64 original.
Yeah.
So
And Majora's Mask, especially like in the intro, there's so much fog for the atmosphere of what the game is going for. If the fog is like Ocarina of Time, you're going to lose a lot of that immersion.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Well, I mean, they can fix some of the stuff up in some patches. I think they patched Super Nintendo stuff. So
Yeah, let's hope. Let's
Yeah.
hope they can bring the emulation to Nintendo standard, because right now it's just substandard to what you expect from the quality of Nintendo, especially when you look at their legacy of games. Usually they really try to preserve and protect these type of games, like an Ocarina of Time. And that's why to see the emulation be so poor with that game is just jarring.
we have Discord question, Evan.
Since the N64 game catalog is not very big, how long until Superman shows up?
Superman 64.
I do wonder if they would make that happen. That would be funny, just for the meme. Just be like, here it is.
Well, I have a feeling that Quest 64 is
All
going
right,
to
you're
show
not
up.
getting
Oh,
Brian.
hold on,
You are
hold
not
on.
getting
And
Brian.
I will blow a
It's
gasket.
either well,
over
there's only
Brian.
two. I mean, how many RPGs can they really pick from? It's like that,
that
Quest
and
64 and
Ogre
Ogre.
Battle.
Ogre
Yeah.
Battle, right?
Well,
So,
Ogre Battle is
any-
actually a good game. So
I think they should put
hopefully
Ogre Battle in. Put that in.
Ogre Battle's great.
Yeah, drop that
And
in
that was, and that's a game that only sold. I remember I made a video and I was talking about is Earthbound really rare comparing game sales of when the game came out. I think Ogre Battle, I wanted to say it sold like 20,000 copies
What
on
about
the
like
N64.
that, or like I think that was your best bet to do Ogre Battle. That'd be cool. That was on the Wii U, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good shot. I don't know. Or they just go, hey, here's Quest 64, and it's like, all right,
No.
great,
Well,
thanks,
display is
thanks for
Brian.
that.
No, do not do. I remember seeing that in a magazine and being hyped for it, and then
Yep.
just
I
utterly
rented
wanting
it.
to. Yeah, I rented it twice because I'm stupid. So like, yeah, games.
That
I tried to give it another
there
chance.
has to be more rent where you're like, nah, this can't just be it.
Yeah, you're thinking there's no way this is, maybe I suck at the game, or maybe you're just thinking something back then. You know, we didn't have YouTube and all that to look and say, no, this game sucks too. So I thought it was just like me or something, but no, the game's terrible.
We had another Discord question, Evan.
Why is Dylan Cuthbert still so revered when it comes to Star Fox? As far as I'm concerned, he ruined the ongoing story with Command and then pivoted the series towards nostalgic retreads with Star Fox 64
man.
3D. It's his fault the story from 64 to Adventure to Assault was abandoned and 0 was a reboot.
Jeez.
Yeah.
No. Dylan Cuthbert is great, and any upcoming Star Fox game needs to have Dylan attached.
Well, when's that upcoming Star Fox game happening?
Probably never.
Okay.
But if one ever does, Dylan Cuthbert has to be attached to the project.
All right.
Dylan, just
There you go.
continue off Assault, please. Thank you.
Okay. There you go. Let's go over to Halo Infinite before we take a look at the super chat. So Halo Infinite had its campaign trailer that this week. They announced it like the night before, and then like 12 hours later, here's the campaign trailer for it. Now, from what I saw, the game looks better than what they originally showed, which wasn't great with like where we got Craig and all of this. But the game itself, I'm getting vibes that it's going to be like almost like a Far Cry in terms of the objective based stuff that they have, because they showed like bases that you go to, you take them over, I guess, and you essentially liberate them is kind of what they were saying, and then you get power-ups for your armor and items that you have, because they showed like a quick screen kind of just upgrading your Spartan and your items. And yeah, that's kind of my concern, but they did mention it's the biggest Halo that we've ever seen in terms of campaign. It has to be a $60 campaign on its own. It won't have the multiplayer holding it up. So everyone get a chance to look. It was only like 6 or 7 minutes. I thought it was gonna be more than that.
I like that what you just said, like about the whole upgrading and stuff. Like that's been my main complaint. It's just you just shoot. There's no progression. So if they added that to the campaign, I'm much more interested in playing it now. Before I wasn't gonna care, but now I actually care a lot more about the campaign now than I did before. So I thought it was a successful trailer.
Yeah, it looks like there's gonna be more progression to it, so it'll at least give us something to do there. But visually, it looked better. They had different vehicles and stuff they were showing off, but once again, they just didn't show as much as I thought they would. What'd you think of that trailer, Nate?
I liked the trailer. It showed good visual enhancements from the footage we saw last year, but the one thing that really screamed to me is the way the campaign is going to be composed, as you detailed. It feels like it's going to be more fun in a co-op setting.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too. The way they were describing it and showing it off, it feels like something where they get in the Warthog and it's like someone should get in this Warthog with me.
Yeah, it really screamed that when this has co-op enabled, it's going to be a lot of fun to team up with a squad and just tackle these objectives. Single player, I'm not sure. I think I have to try to sit down and play it on my own to see how it vibes with me. But this would definitely be a campaign that I'd want to be playing with a handful of people.
Yeah, it is a shame it's not going to be there at launch. I guess most people are going to have beaten it, and then the co-op's going to be added, and then it's like, do we just play through this again? So maybe with co-op, they bring some extra part of the map that we haven't played yet.
Yeah, extra. They would have to, right? They would bring like maybe like an extra scenario or two that you do, like an add-on to incentivize it. Maybe they have updates to the game to where they add new weapons or they add in other things, because it's going to be progressing in the single or in the multiplayer. So maybe they bring over some new stuff that came to the multiplayer into the single player. So it sucks that it's not there at launch. I'm not the biggest Halo fan anymore, but I used to be massive Halo fan. So I'm looking for it. This game seems, from what I've seen and from what I've seen, what you guys talk about, it seems like it's kind of going back a little bit, taking some of the cool stuff from the new games, but then also kind of going back to the roots a little bit too. So I'm far more interested, but they might just bring it over. I think it just needs to come out and let people play, but I think it's going to be a lot better than what they did before. That's the most important thing, is like, it's better than the previous, couple Halo games.
Yeah, Halo 5 I wasn't a huge fan of Halo 5. So especially the campaign just did not click with me, and seeing this, it looks like the next step for Halo. So that's the part I'm really excited about, is it looks like they're trying something new with the series, which makes me wonder if Sean will finally try a Halo campaign.
No. I saw that fucking
still not, huh?
ghost drop down. I was like, what is this? This looks bad.
What? I know that was I think it was like the Pelican that they were flying around in. Was it Pelican or Banshee?
Get the vehicle right.
Yeah, they dropped. Oh, you talking about when they dropped it? Because they were like, "Here's this really expensive." Oh, I dropped it.
Yeah.
Like it just hit with a bunch of sparks and stuff everywhere. That was a weird one.
But you wouldn't play the campaign if we had like three people squad up.
When's this come out?
He's
December 8th.
Co-op.
Oh, co-op's not till next year, first quarter next year.
Well, we'll talk about it next year then.
You're just gonna be playing campaign. You're just gonna be playing multiplayer. You're just gonna be playing multiplayer.
Multiplayer. That's where the fun is.
I mean, we'll play multiplayer. I got to go through the campaign to see what happens to Master Chief.
He never mind. I've already gotten in enough trouble in that. I'm not gonna go
God.
Yeah, that's basically. I had to see the story because they let me down with Halo 5, so I'm hoping this is actually gonna be like a good story with Master Chief. But that was my biggest thing, is the game itself being like a Far Cry setup where you just go to bases, because Far Cry 6 becomes boring by yourself, but I see why it could be a ton of fun with co-op. It's just I got to get through the Far Cry 6 I'm right at the end and I got to finish it. So
the thing, like, Halo controls and plays, in my opinion, at least, a lot better than any Far Cry game has ever played. You know.
Yep, I would agree there. So I mean, I think they're doing a good job building this up, but they still have another month and a half to go. So I don't know if they're even going to do another flight or if they're just going to hit us with another campaign trailer or something just before launch, because Forza's up next for them. So and then of course holidays and all this stuff. So.
We should be hearing a little more on the campaign in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, very good. All right, I'm looking forward to that. But I'm looking forward to it. I think I'm actually just going to buy that Halo game. So I usually buy all the Halos when they come out, even though it's going to be on Game Pass. I figure I'll just pick up the physical copy to have.
Oh, you need the copy. No,
so
you need it.
Yeah, I mean the multiplayer is basically on its own anyway, so like free to play. So
I just want to hold the box. I just want to have it. You know.
Yeah, the box are always cool anyway.
Yeah,
so
there's like something about that. Yeah,
pick it up. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be fun. Evan, we got Discord question over there. I'm gonna grab some of these super chats too.
We actually have 2 for the Halo stuff. Does anyone else think Halo Infinite is still coming out too early?
That's. I mean, yeah, because we're missing features, so obviously it's too early. But they can't delay it anymore. They delayed an entire year. It's on the back of my Xbox Series X box. Like,
Microsoft has money, but I mean, come on, like you can't delay it. Like, you can't delay it again. You gotta just get something out of them.
They've already admitted that it's basically a live service game. So like, it's gonna be a 10-year project. People want to play. Sean doesn't even care about the campaign. So there are a lot of people like Sean who just want to play the multiplayer. If it was me and I was running it, I would say just release the multiplayer as a beta for basically until campaign's ready next year, and then we'll launch campaign. It'll be a big launch for it and everything. Then you still have technically Halo there.
You also have to remember it's a Game Pass game. You know, take that as you will, but a vast majority of people are going to just play it via their Game Pass subscription. So, you know, if the game does take more time and they got to do this, that, and the other thing, the average person isn't really going to care.
Yeah, I mean the Forge is the one that was like, ooh, that's kind of rough, because there's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff made with Forge, which apparently sounds like there's gonna be full scripting and campaign, most likely. Like, you get to build your own scenarios and maybe even story out of it. So like, I think there's gonna be quite a bit there. But that's the one that was like co-op. Yeah, that's kind of annoying, but like Forge would have probably brought some really cool stuff out over the holidays. So what was the other one, Evan?
Seeing how Microsoft has been embracing the memes made about them, like the mini fridge, do you think OG low-res Craig will be an Easter egg in Halo Infinite?
I hope they play into it. They do something with Craig. I mean, even if they make like
be like a team banner, right, or like one of those icons you get for the flags.
They'll definitely have stuff in multiplayer, because they have to come up with a ton of content for a while with multiplayer, so he'll make his way in there. But
there'll be an achievement for sure. There'll have to be like
that would be cool.
There'll be an achievement with him.
You have to like the way Microsoft just leans into memes online. Like they'll make fun of themselves. Obviously, they made an entire fridge that they then sold people. So technically, they made money off that meme. But I mean that mini fridge sold out and is on eBay for like $300 for some reason. So I assume we're going to have an achievement. I think that's a good idea, actually, to do that. That'd be fun.
And they made fun of themselves with the Craig meme already. So like, you know, how it started, how it's going. You know, they did that with him. So
why not? Have fun with it. Let's see. Let me go Super Chats. Fish Fan says, thanks for another great show, Spawn Crew. RGT has Gma peeped the new crib, and if so, what good eats did she bring?
He came by like 2 days ago, actually. Because she went to go see her sister who lives down the road from me, who just had hip surgery. She's like 90. She's crazy. What did she bring? Oh, she brought chicken tendies. She brought me some chicken tendies and Portuguese rolls.
Very nice. Jeffrey asks, will OG be on the Spawncast tonight? Asking for a friend. That was a $10 donation.
That out to Jeffrey. He did 20. So yeah. So he did 20 earlier, 10 again here. Yo, shout outs to Jeffrey. Appreciate you, homie. And yes, I am here.
This is from Marky saying, welcome to the Manscaped Ballcast. Oh, Nate, you still have that Manscaped stuff running? Oh, okay.
I do.
There you go.
Use the code Nate the Hate, get 20% off and free shipping.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Manscaped.com.
There you go. And then we have Humdrum. Don't forget the state of play. Bad week for PlayStation dudes. I worked in the state of play for the PlayStation PC stuff because that all kind of came out with their fiscal stuff as well. Jalen says, let's be real. Was there a point of Sony doing a state of play? We'll talk about that in a minute, Jalen. Paleo says, this is for Jordan. I just watched Dune, and honestly, it was 7.8 out of 10. Too much sand.
All right, Paley.
Did you enjoy Dune, Jordan?
No, that's his review. I love Dune.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I liked it. I loved it a lot too. It was great.
That's my favorite film of the year, easily.
The only thing I know about Dune is when I was a kid and people would talk about Dune, I thought they were talking about Doom, and it used to piss me off when it wasn't Doom and it was Dune, and I was like, what the fuck is Dune? I thought we were talking about Doom here. That's all I have to add to this conversation. I don't know anything about it.
Zub asked, who was enjoying Yokotaro's handheld game?
Oh, the voice of cards. That's what he's talking about. I played the demo. It's cool. I just don't know if I don't have time to get around to it, to be honest. There's just so many games. But from the demo that I played, it was cool.
Okay. Christian says, what's a game in your backlog that you know you need to play but just haven't yet? Love you guys. What am my backlog that I haven't played that I need to play? That's a good question.
Souls, PS5.
Game Builder Garage. I bought it. It's sealed. Never opened it.
I haven't opened that one. I actually haven't played that one yet either.
I still need to. I just got back though. Tales of Arise. I've played the demo, played the hell out of the demo, but I still need to actually play through the game. You know. So
yeah, I'm a
Tales
little
of
more.
Arise,
I think I'm like 3/4 way through that one. I really need to finish that up.
Still need to get through. That game's awesome.
And I just got Guardians of the Galaxy, and somehow that game ended up being good. So.
Yeah, just beat that earlier.
You liked it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get
very glitchy, but still good.
I'm gonna get to that one after Far Cry 6 is done. So
there's just so, and like I'm playing SMT5 now too, so it's just like there's just so much.
Paleo says, have any of you tried to speedrun Metroid Dread? I finished under 4 hours on normal and hard mode to unlock everything. Now I'm trying for under 3.
I have not sped run it, but I'm watching Void, who's a pro Smash Brothers player. This dude's getting like one. Like I think like 140,
That's
like an hour 40. Like I've watched him play, and he is just, it is incredible. I'm like, is he playing the same game that I'm playing? I'm not sure what's going on here. It's nuts. Some of the speed runs.
Truly Epic says, RGT, you ready for the Mcribs return on Monday?
The what?
The Mcrib. It's returning on Monday. So I said, really? No, Truly Epic says that. Yeah. This is Nier says, here for Nate's Hot Weenas. Nintendo Prime says RGT just has it tonight.
Not wrong.
Nintendo Prime, RGT just has it.
What do you have, Sean?
Yeah, what do you have?
Everything.
Okay.
Who knows what I find or what I have? Find out next time I go to the doctor.
Christopher says, welcome back, OJ. Missed your presence. I hope Nintendo Switch Online game leaks are true, and the next batch of Nintendo Switch Online leaks are either more Genesis games or Saturn games. Saturn would be kind of cool. They have an emulator. Emulator's out there on the Switch. Human says, for RGT, it's not always about the money. It's about the Knicks, baby. Love the Knicks.
Hey, 5-1, first place in the East. I don't know where those Bulls are.
What's the Giants record right now?
2-5.
Not as bad as I thought.
They beat the Panthers.
Monroe
That's
says
a good win.
Yeah.
Monroe says, you think they will censor GTA Trilogy? I hope they don't, but I say it's a 50-50.
They're definitely going to take out hot coffee, if that's what you mean.
Oh, yeah, that's
hot
gone.
Coffee will be gone, but I don't know what else they would really censor.
I mean, they moved hot coffee like after the first run of the game anyway.
Yeah,
like,
almost immediately.
They had to get that out of there. That was a big deal.
Everything else should be fine. There wasn't any issues with Vice City or the GTA 3, so yeah, just hot coffee. That's about it.
Hot coffee saga was epic back in the day.
Oh my god!
I don't think I want to know.
Yo, that was it was pretty crazy. Click, you should look it up.
I want to know.
Yeah, look up the San Andreas hot coffee.
Oh man. You got politicians, you got fake lawyers, you got all
was a whole
Jack
thing.
Thompson.
Yeah, you got G4 TV, and they got it. Oh my god, Click, it's great. Seriously, check it out.
You had like mod the game, but they had like the file. Like I guess that was something they thought about doing in the game or something, and they just didn't. But either way, they had to remove it. even though it was like something you had to achieve with a mod.
Yeah, you had a mod. It was like
No.
leftover code.
Yeah.
Didn't the story?
Half a chat's saying it's a mod. It's not even in the game.
I mean, it's in the game, but
is
you
in the
have
game,
to-
but you have to
You
access
just had
it
a
by
mod to
modding.
actually access it.
Yeah,
Right,
access
but
it.
Oh, it's
the-
in there. Okay.
The original cartridges had to be pulled off store shelves. And I think
Well,
didn't they have to adjust them to have the adult rating?
The PS2 disc, yeah, they had to adjust it at first. They were like, because I remember I was at GameStop, I think, when it happened. They were like sent out an internal email, and they're like, and like the computer, and it's like, you got to remove these things off the wall because they're adult rated now. I'm like, why? And then people started, word went around that there was a certain scene that you could access with a mod, and it was pretty bad actually.
Dude,
it went
low
mainstream in the
poly.
news and everything.
Well, it went super mainstream to the point to where I was playing the game and my mom literally bust down the door like freaking like she's like, why are you playing that game? She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just
I will
playing.
tell you,
Damn.
when that news got out, we got so many calls that day, people trying to buy the game. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
People wanted their. people
Everyone
wanted
was
their
like,
hot
we need this
coffee.
game. We need this game. No, because it was getting pulled, so they figured it was gonna be rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really not.
What's beyond softcore? There's something that's like even lighter than softcore. That's essentially what it is. It's like
Vapor.
It's
core.
like jumbled 2 a.m. Cinemax porn. You can't see it. You can
Oh,
hear
yeah,
it. It's
Jeff
just
Grubb-
static.
Jeff Grubb has more of the backstory. Said that the whole thing, Rockstar lied about it not being on the disc, and that's why they stopped selling the game.
They
It was-
lied.
Yeah.
I guess they said they removed it, but really,
What is-
probably what they did was they just basically blocked it all from. MVG could probably explain it better, but probably just blocked it all from code, so it couldn't necessarily be seen by the game. But then people
knew what
realized
they were doing.
it was
Yeah.
still there, so they figured out a way to essentially
Yeah.
use a modded, like a mod shipped PS2 or something to get it there.
Yeah.
But-
Basically proving that it was still in the game.
to be fair, like I don't know what the hell they were thinking though. Like that, like to even just put that in there, like in the like what the hell were they thinking? Because that's an AO rating. Like you already know you can't have that, and AO ratings are not allowed on any system. So I don't even know why they'd even put it in the code. That's something that you just like make a
They
separate
were
thing and you have it in
probably
the office.
seeing
You know.
like what they could get away with at first, and they were like, "These are polygons. Can we get away with this and
There's-
this?" And they were like,
There's
"No, you
worse-
gotta, no, you can't
But
do
there's
that."
worse
Okay,
stuff in
that.
games now than
Well,
what
yeah.
Hot Coffee was.
Yeah, but at the
mean-
time, they were like, they were probably already under the microscope because it was GTA, and
Yo.
like that's a little too much.
Yo, I just found a McDonald's in my area that already has the McRib. I'm ordering some right now.
a pre-order McRib
No, they already have it up. It's on DoorDash right
Midnight
now. I'm buying
release.
2.
You're
the
door dashing McRibs at.
Wait, hold on. Is it gonna be here? Is it gonna be there before the end of the podcast? Can we get the
Yeah, it should be.
Can we get the McRib review right at the end of the
course.
podcast?
Yeah, we need your review. Like, what's his name? The guy.
Is that your happy
the-
dance,
Review, bro?
Sean?
McRib
yeah,
review.
we need a Sean review, bro.
McRib review 2021.
Yo, you could see him doing his little happy dance. He's
Uh,
Damn. I got Uber Cash. What is Uber
This is-
Cash?
I thought
this
you
is
were on
from-
DoorDash.
No, I'm on Uber Eats because you
This
could
is-
choose which McDonald's.
This is from Edgar Nate. Braves or Astros?
Braves.
Okay. Maurice says Nintendo should have beta tested the expansion pack to save backlash. I like to think they tested it.
It went through QA.
And it got out of QA.
It passed QA.
So there you go. Dwan Davis, no message. Thanks, Dwan. Then we have Maniac saying for the panel, what is most likely to happen first, a Pikmin 4 trailer or a new Star Fox trailer? I'm gonna say Pikmin 4
Pikmin.
trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, of those two, probably Pikmin.
Yeah.
Star Fox, baby. Next year E3, let's go. Yep.
No.
Next year E3, let's go. We've already had a lot of stuff that's came back. We had stuff like WarioWare come back and be successful. We've had stuff like Metroid Dread come out and be good and be successful. We're gonna have new Star Fox. Let's go.
Star Fox Zero Switch Edition.
No, brand new Star Fox. Brand new Star Fox. New team developing it.
I'm not letting you get my hopes up, OJ.
Listen, who was right about Metroid coming out this year? Me.
Bayonetta 3 was coming out last year.
Shut up. Shut up. You
said the same thing
canceled.
the
I
year
told you
before
guys
that.
that wasn't. No, stop it. I'm going to defend myself here. I told you guys that Bayonetta 3 was not canceled and that it was going to look amazing and it was going to be awesome when we finally see it. That's exactly what happened. I was off by maybe a year or two, but that's okay.
You got one of those things right for me.
Is
Then.
that what
That's good.
happened?
And then I said that there's going to be a new Metroid game, 2D Metroid, this year. I said that in January, and it happened. So I'm telling you guys right now that it's going to happen. There you go.
This is
I didn't know.
Jeffrey Tucker says the 2021 timeline has been restored. Miss Click is killing it, and RE2 remake, and OJ is back. Great Halloween weekend. Oh yeah, Click. Real quick, how are you feeling about RE2 right now?
Screw that game, dude.
You found someone.
You found Mr. X?
Bro.
Did X give it to you?
Bro.
Did you get the box that plays that song?
Bro. Bro.
You can hear it through the walls like it's muffled as it's coming.
Gonna give it to you.
That's what everybody in chat was spamming that. And the thing is, like, I haven't got yet. You know what I mean? Because I'm playing like a chicken. First off, I will say the audio is freaking messed up. Like that 3D audio thing is wrong. I was like, oh, he's gone. I opened the door and he's right there, and I'm like screaming my face off, and then jump right back in, bro. The game, it's really solid on this is the year of Dread for me. Like between Metroid Dread running from Emmy and now running from Mr. X, bro, I'm just like, I can't handle this. I like flat out had like a flashback. People are saying I'm sheltered, bro. My parents were so like poor, but also strict. So like I wasn't even allowed to play Pokemon back in the day. So like when my parents would come down, like if we got in trouble or something, we had a long hallway with all our bedrooms like towards the end of it. So if we got in trouble, we could hear our parents like stomping down the hallway, about to like beat our ass or something. And like when Mr. X started walking around the freaking police station, I had a flashback to my parents freaking storming down the hallway. And I just hid in the safe room, bro. I'm like, I can't do this. I'm gonna get my ass beat.
I can tell you this right now. Every black child had that same thing, because I remember my dad just, you just know he's coming. And so yeah, I had those flashbacks too.
Bro,
my dad just beating my ass.
Oh my god, it was so bad. And I'm like sitting there, and chat's just like like go, just like challenge him, like just run at him, face your fears. I'm like, no, screw you guys. No one told me.
That's
about
terrible
this
advice.
Yeah, that's really bad advice.
Like, I didn't even know. Like I genuinely don't know a lot about Resident Evil. So he just like through the freaking helicopter. I'm like, who the hell are you? Who the fuck is that guy? And then he's like coming at me in the music and just the atmosphere. I was like, bro, they did such a good job with this. You know, I'm sure for people who like miss the original, like I'm sure they're like, oh, I miss like the different camera angles, blah blah blah. But like, bro, nah, my armpits were sweating. The back of my neck was so hot. Oh my god, like guys, I'm telling you right now, like I'm continuing. I'm doing Claire's playthrough right now, but I'll finish Leon.
Did you ever play Outlast or Outlast 2?
I'm telling you,
Absolutely not.
If you love this, you love saga horror.
When it starts crossing boundaries of like ripping babies out of mothers' wounds, that's where I draw the line. That's just like messed up
story.
Stuff. No, I like can't like, bro. I like playing video games to like.
Ari Village might mess with you then.
Yeah, Ari Village is gonna mess with you. That's great.
Those games have no. I hate those no combat games. Like I don't like Outlast. It's like no combat. Just running around like a little bitch all day. I can't stand that.
I am with you for the most part. I usually hate those games. They're like my bottom tier of horror games. However, Outlast and Outlast 2 are masterfully done. And it makes it
good on all that.
No, I'm telling you, dude. Outlast
camera work. Nah, even in Fatal Frame, you can freaking take a picture and destroy them. They can't even do that in Outlast. Screw that. I'm good.
Yeah, RE7 then RE8 Click would probably those would probably mess with you.
Wait.
RE8 definitely. Or
Click was
definitely.
Click was supposed to play Friday the 13th.
Did you not?
No,
did you play Friday?
It was the other game. It was the puzzle one that they sent me.
Ew.
And then they said, "Yo, check this out. Where did it go? It's freaking."
I see the tweet said Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I know what game she's talking about.
I didn't have enough characters to put the puzzle one or whatever. But it doesn't matter, Nate. You can never come to my streams. Screw you.
Sean and I were gonna play Friday the 13th with you and hunt you down and got you.
No, bro. No, y'all flaky.
I went to the RE2 stream. Bro. I saw you tweeted. I went 35 minutes after the tweet was made, and you were still talking. You were at the main menu. I was like, I gotta go out. I can't watch now. I wanted to see like the game start.
Look what they sent me. Look what they sent me though. They sent me this.
What the hell is that?
It's Dead by Daylight, the Trapper.
Dude, I had to wear this. They're like, yeah, like if you wear the mask while you play the game, like we'll give you like rewards or whatever, bro. This thing is terrifying.
Rewards like money or?
Oh no, I think it's like Halloween stuff or whatever. But
I'd wear that money. I'd wear
it's actually really nice. But yeah, it's terrifying. My cat didn't absolutely care. He's just like, yeah, nothing new.
This is from I Live for Retro. Welcome back, OJ and Sean. Hot Wheels Unleashed is better than Cruising. Sorry, not sorry.
You know, a lot of people really seem to like Hot Wheels Unleashed. I still am waiting for the superior Amico version, but you know, I'm sure it's fine on consoles. Evans is almost at McDonald's to pick up my order.
Who?
He's at
Evans.
It's YVENS.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's in an Infinity G37, so obviously DoorDash is working out well for him, or Uber Eats.
Bronze player says, hoping for a little more effort from Nintendo on the service. Shinru says, here's a creepypasta idea for Halloween. The Pokemon Ditto is that universe's ex-parasite. Trainers breed their Pokemon with those things. Just saying, you're welcome to the nightmare fuel.
What the? No.
Thanks, Shinru. Keynote says, anyone else realize that Switch Online has better organization for your games than the Switch itself does?
Yes.
True.
Technically, it does. Yeah. Daniel says, I just think the N64 emulator should be better for borrowing these games for a year. You don't own any of these games. I don't play online, so $50.
Not wrong.
Demolition says, most used most used phrase in the 64 era. Stop looking at my screen. Yeah. Well, that and then followed by someone punching someone else in the head.
Yeah.
Monroe says, did RGT ever get Beasley's sister? Find out on next week's RGT rant.
I mean, we fooled around. I actually just looked her up because I remember her maiden name, and she's not married. She looks pretty good, and she owns like a yoga studio. So
does she still have your kid with her, or no? Or
I don't. I'm pretty sure I never banged her.
Pretty sure.
pretty sure.
No.
Pretty sure.
Back.
50 chance.
I can't.
Did you make that shirt yet, Sean?
No, I need to.
50.
Bagman with the thumbs up. Then Richard says, oh, this question is for Sean. Where did you buy the 1-Up light up marquee Mortal Kombat?
Okay, so the Mortal Kombat was an aftermarket arcade 1-Up thing that Jordan had a lot of fun making fun of me with. I don't remember where I got it from. There's only like one or two companies. I'll try to look it up. Because like the whatchamacallit, the NBA Jam came with it, because all the new ones, that's why they charge you so much, is because they come with it. It was this place, Arcade Mod Up. Yes, it was this place. It's called arcademodup.com.
Humdrum says, John, game is structured like Metro Exodus. Campaign leaks shows this, and upgrades is like Doom 2016, except campaign, DLC, and Forge being a game engine. Okay. Shinru says, whose gunplay you prefer for Halo? Bungie, there's OG Halo and Destiny, or 343 Halo 4 and 5, and now Infinite. PS Splitgate is the best Halo on PlayStation. I still like the Bungie's gunplay for like Halo 3.
I will say Infinite does feel a lot.
Infinite's
more
very
like,
close.
Yeah, it feels a lot more similar to the older games. Like 5 is fucking doo-doo butter in my opinion.
Xbot Eliminator says Halo needs Battle Royale cope. John, the doc is right. He knows. You know what? Halo could play around with Battle Royale. I don't have any problem with that. But I will say, I see a lot more people talking about Halo than Call of Duty or Battlefield.
Nobody is Call of Duty.
No one cares.
He's talking about.
But that means it's going to sell 50 million copies. Let's go.
Well, yeah,
I think
Twitter.
Yeah, but here's the interesting thing about Call of Duty is their expectations are so high. 15 million copies sold of Call of Duty would be a disappointment.
I said 50.
I don't even think it's going to be.
Yeah, I know, but like 15, that would be disappointment. They'd be like,
it's going to do more than. It's going to do more than 15 million, though.
I don't think it will.
I don't know. I'm actually
willing to bet, Sean,
because they had the beta. That was terrible. Their beta was just really bad, and then Battlefield was bad. So Halo had theirs, and it was good.
They're putting in some weird thing that's like a PT like mode into the game.
It's for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, for Modern Warfare 2.
They have like a PT survival mode.
No.
That's the rumor.
Like they're just throwing.
When was the last Call of Duty to not sell? I mean, 15. Like that'd be.
What was the last one? What was the name?
I just don't see a lot of people care about Vanguard.
No, Vanguard's a new one.
This is a new one. I just don't see a lot of people caring about Vanguard. I see no one really talking about it.
I mean, Vanguard's probably not good. I mean, from what we've seen, it seems like Vanguard's not as good as some of the previous Call of Duties, but it's still people just. It's like the same like Madden. Like Madden's been terrible the past 2 years, and it's like been doing better. And people talk about how terrible Madden is, and it's even doing better than it did. Like, you know, so. That's I guess that's what I'm getting at here. Like the casual audience will just buy the game.
I think Madden makes sense to me for why that still sells, or even NBA, is just because it goes along with the sport and the season starting up, and like people are like, oh, I want to play some Madden or something. Like there's no Call of Duty season necessarily like on TV or that whole big event happening. So.
Well, I was actually just talking about this with a couple mutuals the other day. Call of Duty right now, in my opinion, like as many people as they love it, a lot of people follow content creators and streamers with that game. I think a lot of the streaming community has kept that series alive. And to be honest, a lot of them are rotating between. Like you'll even see people like there'll be like a drop in numbers on that game when a new game comes out. Like when New World came out, a whole bunch of streamers and content creators went over to New World. New World saw a surge. But there was a drop in all the people playing in COD and stuff like that. And now the people are kind of done with the New World grind and people haven't been back on. Streamers are like taking like a week off plus. They're going back to Call of Duty. They're going back to these other games. You're seeing an influx again. They really followed the streamers around.
A streamer I watched that plays Rainbow Six Siege when New World came out, his queues like quadrupled in time and he had to just sit around and wait. Like no one was playing for a while.
So here's my thing with this. It's been talked about Activision moving basically most of their developers to Call of Duty now. So to me, it has to at least do around what like Modern Warfare did, I would assume, in terms of sales from last year.
What did it do, John? I don't.
That's a good question.
What game? I have it pulled up right now.
Modern Warfare, last year's.
Modern Warfare. No, it wasn't Modern Warfare 2.
They keep on making them the same. There's like 5 million Modern Warfares. Like,
yeah, like what's the actual name of the game? Like full title.
Modern Warfare.
I think it's just Modern Warfare, dude. Like it's just Modern Warfare. You played it, Sean. You bought it. You don't even know what it's called.
I did buy it.
You were playing it. You're the one who keeps telling me you're playing it. I'm like, I'll get on, and then you're like, all right, I'll be on, and then you're not on. And it's Modern Warfare. Can we just call it? I think you just call it Call of Duty.
It sounds like me.
There's like 10 million Black Ops, isn't there? There's like 7 Black Ops or something.
Sorry, Cold War. Sorry, Cold War.
Okay.
Cold War, Modern Warfare was the year before that. So if you get sales for those and you see if there's a decline.
Cold War sold, the only data you got was within the first month, and it was 5.7 million in the first month.
See, I feel like that's less.
It is, because that's actually the 15th out of 16 games. Games like Modern Warfare 2 sold 25 million, Black Ops 3 sold 27 million, Ghost sold 30 million. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 sold 30 million. So like 30 million is pretty much the threshold, the highest peak for that series.
Modern Warfare 3 sold 6.5 million copies in its first 24 hours. Wow. I think that's like the most successful Call of Duty, I think. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know. That's I feel like.
So maybe this time it's a little bit. So I see what you're saying now, John. So maybe like you're not so sure about how this.
I feel like Vanguard's going to be a decline. Yeah,
I think it'll be like 10 mil.
That dude, that's bad. That's like people get fired, man.
Yeah, that's low for considering the install base. Like, is it coming out on PS4 and Xbox? Like PS4, Xbox One, or is it just next gen?
No, it's
Vanguard. I thought Vanguard's everything. Yeah, they're just putting it everywhere. So
okay.
I'm not giving up that money.
Yeah, I feel like it's just not going to do as well. And to Activision, that's enough for them to be like, all right, what happened here? But they already announced next year's, right? It's going to be like Cold War, Modern War. It's basically going to be like one of the last ones we had, just the sequel to it.
That's what we were just talking about.
They're just running
Modern Warfare.
Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, so like they're just running along with it.
But there's already been a Modern Warfare 2.
I know.
Well, now it's more modern because it's modern to today.
You saw how many there's like Black Ops 1, 2, 3, and 4.
But at least there's a number. You can't have a second Modern Warfare when you already have done a second Modern Warfare.
Of course you can. There's God of War and there's another God of War. So you can do it here. If they did it there, you can do it here.
All right.
I feel like it's tough because I mean, Fortnite's free. Halo's gonna be free to play. And Call of Duty's gonna be like the full price. And I feel like a lot of people are just gonna say,
That's why I think Halo has an advantage this time.
Or Call of
Freedom.
Duty, even their own Warzone might just knock out that, Vanguard. People might just be like, I'm just playing Warzone.
Evans has my order. He's en route. I'm watching him drive.
How far is McDonald's from your place?
It's 9 minutes away, it says.
Okay. All right, then. Let me go over here to Daniel says, Nathaniel, Astros or Braves for the World Series? You said Braves.
Braves.
So we're good. Then we have Detroit saying, how long until you all think companies like EA, Activision, etc. will all go on NFTs and charge us $1,000 to fully enjoy a game?
Already someone
probably never.
Somebody has to try. All it takes is one company to try something, and then other companies will follow suit. But it's like, who's going to be the first bad guy?
Lucius says Dune was super artistic and I loved it as a movie. No Dune hate allowed. Chris, no message here. Sebastian, thanks, Chris. Sebastian says, I heard playing burned Sega CD games can damage your system. Any advice for playing Sega CD on original hardware on the cheap? Thanks, guys. Love the podcast.
I've had no issues with it. My copy of Snatcher that I play on my Sega CDX from time to time is burned. So
Lewis says misclick sitting in a room to wait out Mr. X.
Bro.
There's a mod that lets him go into the safe rooms. You should activate that.
Oh no, don't do that.
The worst is like the scripted encounters, like where he just knows where you are.
Oh yeah.
Like I think I picked up like the thing that goes into the jack, and like all of a sudden the music starts playing. I'm like, I couldn't handle it, man. I'm like,
he was on to you.
He knows where I am. What the heck? People were like, yo, it's scripted, it's scripted. I'm like, now you tell me these things. Fuck.
This is Demi saying, what's the biggest okay game you have played? Not particularly good or bad, just okay. Mine is Caligula 2. What a Star Ocean Xbox 360 game was.
I was just about to say that. It's
that one. It's the most just bland game ever.
It's just okay, but I still played it. I beat the Ethereal Queen, and I struggled, and I said, and after I was done beating her, I was like, and I put it down, and I never played it again. I was like, that was just the most okay 200 hours I ever spent in my life. Okay. Moving on.
Okay, 200 hours, man.
Yeah, I put like 200 hours. Yeah, 200 hours into it, because that dungeon area, you have to be super high level to get the endless dungeon. You have to be like super high level. And then there's no saving. When you fight the Ethereal Queen, when you get there, you can spend 4 or 5 hours. And then if she beats you, you're back to the beginning. So that's how it is in all the Tri-Ace games. That the Ethereal Queen's always there. And that's how it is. It just takes forever. So yeah. Okay.
Let's go over to PlayStation PC. This is a new label that's found on Steam, and it looked like it was a filing, I guess, by Sony, and it was made back earlier this year, like midway through this year. They made this label, I guess, to go along with a lot of their PC ports now. So God of War is coming in January, Uncharted is coming next year. There's even talks about Sackboy: A Big Adventure potentially heading next. That might even happen before Uncharted at this rate, with how fast Sony's just pushing these games over. We did get updated numbers as well around their fiscal report. It looks like the PS5 itself is still moving pretty well. Like I think they're going to end up outselling what the PS4 did in its first year somehow. But it is having a harder time still when it comes to supply constraints. I'm trying to get the exact number. I think it was like 13.4 or something. Let me make sure I have it here. For Sony, 13.4 million PS5 systems. So we have Sony now looking at the PC heavily. We have them with 13.4 million PlayStation 5 systems. That's as of this last quarter, which would have been ending over a month ago. So they still have the holiday coming up. But what do we think about this PlayStation 5 PC initiative now? Any thoughts? Anyone? PlayStation PC initiative?
I mean,
anyone?
The writing has been on the wall with it. I don't think it's a surprise. Obviously, with the success of games like Horizon and Days Gone, games that have more than outlive their life cycle on the PlayStation 4.
Sean was
games.
busy looking up stuff on Twitter about the Knicks. That's why he took forever to say anything.
He posted the OJ.
He posted the standings in the chat, and he's like,
oh my god,
The best offensive rating in the NBA
Oh,
belongs
I
to the
got
New
you.
York
Oh,
Knicks.
what?
Remember Kimball Walker and Evan Fournier. Those were bad signings.
Boring
Say
conversation.
they were
on the
bad
internet
sides. I
belongs
just
to the
said you're
chat.
not going to win a title with those guys, but okay.
We'll see. But yeah, like those games outlive their life on those systems. You bring them over to PC. The PC nerds spend $50 on these fucking games that are available for $5 to $10 on the console. Like that's pure profit. All you had to do was what? Increase some texture resolution, add in 21:9 support, which I actually want to check out a 21:9 game because
you got that widescreen.
yeah, I got a widescreen now. But yeah, I mean, it's smart. Is it something that's going to be a day and date? I don't think so. I think the closest you'll see is like a year. Like I fully expect Returnal to come to PC next year. I think that game would be a great fit for the PC as well. And you know, it's just something that they're expanding upon. The whole thing about it is Xbox doesn't care where you play their games. They don't. So they put everything day and date because they don't care. You know, they don't, as long as you're playing their games and you're in their ecosystem, they're happy. PlayStation isn't like that. PlayStation is more like Nintendo, where they like to have these hardware sales along with their exclusive games. But PlayStation is looking at expanding into this market. I mean, you can even look at first-party Nintendo Switch games. Daemon X Machina was a 1-year timed exclusive. Then it came to PC. Monster Hunter Rise, same thing. I think that 1 year area is where you're going to see these games first come onto PlayStation systems, and then they'll probably come to PC. But some games will be longer as well. And I have to go because he's here.
Okay, go pick up the McRib.
As you can see, a
Honestly, this
live
is a-
review.
this-
It'll be great.
This makes sense for Sony, and it's something that I kind of saw happening because they have to make up, especially with the rising costs. You know, it's like you've got to get more sales. Like I think they talked about Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if they did an update, but like Ratchet and Clank is like at 1 point something million. Returnal hasn't crossed 1 million yet. Like so, they have to make more. They have to make more software sales somewhere. And to me, it makes sense bringing these old games. Why sell them? Like Sean said, why sell them for like $5 or $10? Like PS4 big first party games get discounted so quickly. If you wait 2 months or so, you can get fat discounts on them. So it makes complete sense to just repackage them and put them out there for $50 and for people to buy. I don't like if those games were still having like, let's say if God of War was still like $50 or $60 on PS4, then we probably wouldn't have seen this, or it wouldn't be like it is. But it's the fact that stuff gets discounted so quick that they're like, you know what, we might as well. We can make way more money doing this. So it just makes sense. It just makes sense to do it if your games are going to be discounted like that quickly after launch. Why not?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it there. It is interesting about the budgets that were met. I think Sean Layden was talking about, and obviously he would have some knowledge as to how budgets were going on the way out the door there. He was saying somewhere between 100 to 200 million even is where we're heading for some of these budgets, some of which may already be in development at Sony now. And it does make you wonder, okay, they have those large budgets. Jim Ryan essentially said, yeah, we think our sales right now are topping out at 20 million, even for like God of War. So where do we find more copies sold?
That's God of War when they bundle it, and God of War when it's discounted to $20 and it's topping out at 20 million. So that means way less profit being made. So it makes sense that they're going to do, like, to me, it's just the right move. I know some hardcore PS dudes, are just kind of like, oh, it's going to take away from this. But to be honest, the way that the makeup of the PlayStation brand is, like how most people just buy third-party games, like third-party is dominant on PlayStation. I don't think it's going to take away from the system sales. People still think the PS5 is like the system. It's like the main system to own, right? So it's not really going to take away from the hardware.
See, because
sales.
the thing with that is Microsoft basically said, hey, we're putting everything on PC as well as the Xbox. But like there's been mention that the Xbox Series X and S have sold somewhere around 8 million units so far. So like I don't feel like,
because it's two different markets. As much as the gaming community wants to fight amongst itself, those who buy consoles typically do not have an interest in PC gaming, just like a PC gamer doesn't have interest in console gaming. So that's fine for Sony and Microsoft to offer their software on a PC platform. There's not that much crossover. It's two separate markets. It's just like the mobile market. The mobile market would actually have greater crossover because everyone has a phone.
Yeah, I mean, Evan and I saw it though. Like people would come in and they wanted nothing to do with a PC, or we'd be able to sell a PC very easily if we did something as simple as just put lights inside of it.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
that was
that's the
it.
thing. The PC gamer who's going to buy God of War is a high-end PC consumer. They're the ones going full trick. They're customing out their box. They're buying top-of-the-line GPU and everything. That's not the average gamer who is just Joe Sixpack who buys a PlayStation 5 and is going to buy God of War Ragnarok in 2 years for $20. That individual is not spending $5,000 on a PC.
But you know what's interesting? The reason I think it works for Sony so well is because they pretty much control the third party market too. Like, people go and buy Call of Duty and a PlayStation generally. You know, like, I don't see a lot of people. Like, I think I see more people buying PlayStations, especially last generation, and then going with a Call of Duty or a Madden or something over an Xbox. Is just kind of the way I was reading it. So I feel like Sony has that third party. You're right there, Sean.
Sean's in like a state of bliss from this.
The McRib is hitting.
We're
It's so good.
intruding. We're intruding on a moment right now.
Hey, the
And he
McRib.
sat
it
back in
hits.
that chair and he's just like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna have to recline this bitch with that.
I'm super glad I full screened that too. That was so-
I like it.
Sean, go ahead. Just explain for the people on Spawncast clips what you're feeling right now.
It's heavenly. Like, I don't understand why people. First off, let's be realistic. When it comes to barbecue sauce, McDonald's probably has the best in fast food. They slather this all over a rib patty. I don't even like onions, but on a McRib, I want all the onions on it. You got the chopped onion, you have the pickle. Like, it's just the perfect combination. I mean, it tastes so good. Like, it's just, and, you know, it gets all over the place, but
So right here, this man's in Flavor Town. Hey. That guy for there over here. He's in Flavor Town over here, bro.
See a happy customer over there. Okay,
oh yeah, well worth the
Okay.
money spent.
there you go. Your driver was nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. A nice car too.
Very good. All right, good to hear.
There's a myth about people in the Northeast. The whole Southern hospitality. People in the South are nicer. Bullshit. I lived in the South for 20 plus years. People are nicer here. The thing of it is, they're shorter here. You're not having a conversation with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Whereas in the South, everyone wants to have a conversation with you. It's like, no, get moving. Like, yo, how's it going? What's up, boss? Thank you. Have a good night. Like, nice, simple, efficient. Like, we don't need to be best friends here. We're simply doing a business transaction.
Okay.
What?
A McRib transaction to be exact.
Exactly.
All right,
right,
better than most transactions.
I was talking about Sony and how I don't think it means as much for them when it comes to console sold because of the third party market with things like Call of Duty. Obviously, it sells. We see the sales at times where it looks like more selling on PlayStation than Xbox. So to them, it's like they're going to get the 30% from that, and they'll probably sell a console as well. So
especially now with Game Pass and everything, how Game Pass just cuts into what sales that we can see at least. Yeah, it's been all Sony all the way. So yeah, that's why I don't think this PC thing really means. And it's like all PS4 games. It's not even like it's like I guess they're gonna move on to PS5 games, maybe like Ratchet and Clank.
At this point, I think if Sony wants to take a shot, they should see if they can do a day and date release on both PC and PlayStation.
You know what I think would be really big if they did somehow, if they got like Spider-Man, they get Spider-Man going on PC too.
The modding.
Yeah,
I bet they. I do wonder if that'll happen because Sony. I mean, that is like people looked at Kratos as like the big Sony, mascot. I mean, honestly, I think Spider-Man is going to be maybe more protected by Sony than even Kratos.
It did take them a year to add him to Avengers,
so I don't know. That would be a big one though. Spider-Man showed up, that would be huge.
Yeah, that's what's like if they did like, let's say when the next Spider-Man comes out, what if they did like Miles Morales in the first one and they bring those over on PC?
With how hype like Spider-Man is right now for people, especially with the movie coming up, and then you look over and see God of War and Kratos. I mean, I think Spider-Man is a bigger system seller than God of War is.
Oh, Spider-Man, absolutely. At this point now,
it's more widespread and age appropriate. It appeals to all people.
If you show somebody Kratos, you show them Spider-Man, you ask them what their names are, everyone's going to get Spider-Man right 100% of the time.
And anybody can go out and buy Spider-Man. Like God of War is going to be mature rated, so there's just that right there when the game is M rated. It's the same reason why I think Uncharted is teen, if I'm not correct.
Yes, it is teen.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that's like a big thing to get it teen because they just want to be like a 12-year-old can go out there and buy it. Whereas compared,
Uncharted gets real close sometimes too. You're like,
dude, they get close, man. They get close. But like, I think it's like no dismemberments. That's like if you blow somebody up with a grenade in Uncharted, their body just goes flying. So like you don't blow up their arm and stuff. So and there's no blood really. So
I think I think looking at it, Spider-Man's probably gonna be more protected than Kratos, but I wouldn't be shocked if it happens. Like it could. The amount of money that'd probably be on the table for him is quite a bit. So Sean Layton, I think, is right though when he says there's a breaking point coming, and I think the breaking point is Sony looking more into PC. I think they'll have their PC launcher in a year or two, and all their games will be there, and they'll probably try something. I thought it'd be interesting if they tried Last of Us remake on PC day and date with PC.
That would be okay.
It's already been on PlayStation, right? Like it's just a remake, right? Yeah, then
that'd be okay.
Opens the door for all the other games. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is they do that. They have factions show up and it has crossplay, microtransactions, all that stuff, how they want to do it. But that would be my guess is that could be their first shot at it, day and date release. But I think this would work for Sony. I know people, like you said, some people weren't happy about it. There's more people get to play it.
But there's nothing for a fan of Sony to be unhappy with. They see more people get to play the game Sony produces. Sony makes more money.
I will give you a reason.
Better games. So what
I will give you a
issue?
reason.
How does it affect them in any way?
Nope. I'll give you a reason. Horizon Zero Dawn went to PC, right? And it ran well on PC. There was no 60 frames per second patch on the PlayStation at the time. It took them 6 months to make that happen.
True.
Well, because they used it.
Why wasn't that patch there?
They used it for hype though with Horizon Zero Dawn 2. They held out on us.
So is God of War going to get extra work done to it because the PC version looking like it's getting quite a bit of stuff?
Potentially, but you played the game 4 years ago. Who gives a damn?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I just got the PS5.
But 95% of the people who are going to complain about this.
Maybe I just got it.
Aren't going to have that PC that can play the game at that spec rate anyways. So they're yelling at clouds.
No, I think you can bring it up on principle that they're not doing something as like Bloodborne. Why is there no patch for that? Where's the Bloodborne patch? Because that PC version's coming.
Have to do it.
We can hope.
The PC version's coming. And then it's gonna be like, hey, look how great Bloodborne runs on the PC, and then there's just no mention of a PlayStation patch.
When the Bloodborne PC happens, we can have that conversation.
Okay. We will have that conversation whenever that happens. That Silent Hill, it's gonna be a crazy year.
Silent Hill will actually happen.
Metal Gear Solid remake?
It's a remake. See, look at this.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the State of Play.
There you go.
Nobody.
We got Star Ocean at State of Play.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about State of Play real quick. How we all feel about that. I feel like most people looked at it and went, what happened? And then kind of moved on.
I was assembling my air hockey table, so I checked in and I messaged Spawnwave or Nate, and I was like, what happened? They're like, nothing. I was like, great. I didn't miss anything.
Well, you
missed Bug Snacks.
Well, I ended up watching it after the fact.
We have Deathverse, Let It Die, We Are OFK, Bug Snacks, The Big Isle of Big Snacks, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Death's Door, Kart Rider Drift, King of Fighters
PS4
15.
Game specifically, yeah.
Strange. Yeah. First Class Trouble, Star Ocean, The Divine Force, Little Devil Inside, which Little Devil Inside is the game that even you were asking about, Evan. You're like, the thing disappeared. And it's back.
Good to hear that it's back. I was actually really interested in picking it up.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
People thought the developers scammed them and just left.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It seemed like it.
They had all their social media stuff and they just stopped posting completely.
Wait, I just realized all of you can play Death's Door now.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one who played it. All of you need to play it. It's going to be on everything basically. PlayStation, Switch. It's already on Xbox, PC. You all need to play it now.
How much?
I'll pick it up.
It doesn't matter. Just buy it. They can ask for a gold bar. You take it.
I want to know how much it is.
It's like $20.
All right.
It's good. If you like The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past, you should buy it. I know, Nate, that might not be your favorite one. All right.
What?
But you need to pick it up. I assume it's not your favorite one because Death's Door hasn't been purchased by you yet.
A Link to the Past is the greatest game of all time.
I just assume you're a Spirit Tracks guy now. All right.
I'm not Jordan Fringe.
Spirit Tracks isn't that bad.
Spirit Tracks isn't good.
And some
Maybe-
hours.
Well, we're
No, I'm
talking about
sorry.
the most okay game of all
sorry.
time. I'll
Nate-
say Spirit Tracks.
Nate's a Skyward Sword guy, right?
No.
This game's
Which
terrible.
version?
9 out of 10.
Link to the Past is the best game ever made. That game is perfection.
Redone Skyward Sword is fantastic. I loved it so much more than that original nonsense.
It's the same.
Still no Link to the Past.
Okay,
Well, no.
look.
No,
Just,
it's not,
Hourglass,
it's not Link to the Past.
Oh.
Death's Door is good. Everyone should play it. It's a fun game. It's $20.
Nate, aren't you gonna tell us how much you like Star Ocean?
Okay, Star Ocean. We did
Yes.
Star Ocean.
Yes,
That
I
is
am.
Star Ocean: The Divine Force. All right, they're
Star
gonna try
Ocean.
again.
Star Ocean.
Let's
What
do
a
it, Nate. Let's
series.
go.
I love those PSP games, those Star Ocean ones. Those are fantastic. They even brought it to the Switch. Great game.
Yes.
Then they made a new one. What? It's been about a decade.
No, they made
No,
the
they-
Faithlessness,
yeah.
and then
It's
that
been
one.
a
That was like
faithfulness, yeah.
That's
that one
right.
was like what 20.
Oh, let me look it up.
16?
2016-ish.
It wasn't like a long time ago.
That
or
game
anything.
almost killed the. I think that game almost killed
Yeah,
the. brand.
that
game was
did some
terrible.
that did some
game
damage.
was terrible.
58% Metacritic.
Terrible
Yeah,
game. I don't.
Sucked.
That game was so bad. I was confused when I started playing. I was like, wait a
2016.
minute.
2016.
2016.
Bad.
That game was so bad.
Like, oh my god. Star Ocean is one of the things like when you play the older ones, it's like this is a fantastic series.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they like went HD and it was these games suck. Why did anyone like these games? And this one, I have to say, Tri-Ace must have been playing a hell of a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles X because they just like, let's rip
It
off
did
that
look like
fucking
that.
game really bad and just make a trailer that almost mimics it exactly, just without a mech. I mean, the character's running across this big field, jumps like 50 feet in the air, and then starts flying. I was like, what the hell? Like, this is a Xenoblade game, right? Like, what the hell's going on here? No, it's just another low-budget Star Ocean that's inevitably gonna suck.
Oh my god!
I
No,
do
it
also-
looks better. Okay, let's say this. How about this? Is it better than all the HD Star Oceans? I think it's going to be better than Star Ocean 4. It's going to be better than Star Ocean 5. It's not. Look, listen, we got to have progress here, okay, man? Like it looks better than. I think it's like the art that they use. Like the characters just look kind of like weird. And like
Here it is.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on. Jeff Grubb, we're filling out the nominations for a certain awards show right now. What are your recommendations? I'll want this money back if Spawn says Cyberpunk.
Cruising.
Cruising blast, baby.
Cruising.
Don't say
Shut
it.
up, John.
I had to cut OJ off for that because I really want to say
No,
it.
that's a good cut. Yeah, that cut me off for that. Cruising and
Okay,
most
got it.
anticipated Star Ocean. Most anticipated Star
Okay,
Ocean.
it's back to Star Ocean. Back to Star Ocean.
Yeah,
We'll
most
come back to
anticipated Star Ocean. I don't remember what I was saying.
Wow.
Either way, this one should be better than all the other HD
Yes.
Star Oceans, which isn't a high bar. Like Nate was saying, it's not a high bar, but
Oh man.
it can still be good. The combat looks like they've improved the combat from Star Ocean 5 and from Star Ocean 4. So the combat does look more fun, but it doesn't look ready. It doesn't look finished. Obviously,
We're
It
just
doesn't
looking
look
for
like-
okay.
Yeah,
That's all. We're just
yeah.
looking for. We're trying to trend upwards, right?
We're
okay.
just looking for just okay because
I'm
clearly
looking for a competent Star Ocean game.
well, I think the problem is that like they make like they have like game or they have like content that's like AAA, like they have like a lot of content, but they don't have like nobody gives them the budget. You know, like they
Yeah.
don't get the
Yeah, they
budget to
don't.
do that.
It doesn't look like they have the budget
But,
this time.
but here's what gets me though, dude. Tales of Arise just crossed 1.5 million copies sold. Like
Tales
it's
of
coming back
Arise is
around.
good.
But that's what I mean though. If they actually spend some time and made it good, there's an
Yeah,
audience that would
but-
buy it.
But Bandai Namco, I mean, no shots to Tri-Ace. Bandai Namco is a cut
Yeah,
above
that's true.
Tri-Ace in almost in money.
Yeah.
It's a Square
Everything.
Enix, sorry, it's a Square Enix franchise, so we shouldn't say in money. Square Enix has the money, but they're not
just
going to
don't
spend it
care.
on that. Whereas Tales has a built-in Weeb fan base, you know, and what they did was just try to get more people outside of the Weeb fan base, and they executed on that for the most part, you know.
The Star Ocean, I want it to be good. I just have no faith in that franchise anymore.
And I understand. Like when people talk about, I'm like, I completely understand. I like Star Ocean, but yeah, like it's just like the most okay. Like
think
it's worse than like every other JRPG franchise that I
Yeah,
like.
blows
You
my
know?
mind. It
That's
should
the thing
be-
that sucks. Like if you had a PSP and you played the remakes, you'd be excited for this franchise.
Yeah.
It should be
until you
good though. If
play
you think
them.
you just think about like the idea of a JRPG in space, literally called Star Ocean. You're like, this should be incredible.
It should be good.
Should
Yeah.
be, on paper.
It should be on paper. Yeah. It should, but it's like worse than like, I'm thinking of like all the RPGs. You have like SMT, you have Persona, you have Tales, and I'm like, dude, Star Ocean isn't better than any of these. Like, it's
Dude,
I don't
Rogue
think it's even
Galaxy,
better than
Rogue
this
Galaxy runs this series over now. and that was from like the
Yep.
PS2.
Yeah. I mean,
A lot of things run over.
Xenoblade is better. Like, it's just Fire Emblem's better. Like, there's just, so I can't sit here and say like it's, oh my gosh, it's going to be like the best thing, because it probably won't. But we're just looking for some. I mean, I'm looking for like a meta of like 75 or something like that. That would be an like a big improvement.
You can still play Rogue Galaxy now on your PlayStation. It's
Yes,
on the PlayStation Store.
I have it. It's good.
It's part of PlayStation Now. Even there you go.
Like even like Nino Kuni's way better. Like everything is better.
You start naming stuff, it's probably better.
Like everything is like all the RPGs that come out for the most part, all the ones that are notable are all better than Star Ocean, which is sad. Which because the Super Nintendo one's good. The Star Ocean R first one's good. They're good.
When the Square Enix logo came up, everyone's sitting there like, yeah, Final Fantasy 16. Try it. Like, no.
Oh man.
Star Ocean. Shit.
I really hope this is a breakout for I hope they just show up and it's actually decent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 70. If it was like a 70, honestly, like a 70, even like a 70 on the dot.
I'll take a 70. I'll be like, all right, we're getting somewhere now. All right,
we're getting somewhere, because the last one, this one, what was it, 58? Dude, that's like a 28. No, screw that. It ain't a 58. That's like a 2.
Yeah, that game got like a 58 because it ran. Otherwise, the game was trash.
So was that the big announcement? That was the big announcement, right?
Yeah, Star Ocean.
That was
unfortunate when Star Ocean is your headliner.
Yeah.
What's the point?
It's not a good show. That's a show that should have been an email.
Yeah, that probably could have been an email. Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I mean, I guess a lot of people were excited to see Little Devil Inside again.
Yeah, Little Devil Inside.
Yep. That game looks weird, by the way.
Here's the funny thing. If you look at the state of play, like the YouTube video for the whole event, it has like a ton of likes, like likes and dislikes is, probably 80 to 20%. If you look at the recap video from that same state of play that they posted like an hour later after the event was over, it's got more dislikes than likes. So it's like,
oh, it does now. Okay.
You're talking about you're talking about the actual video that was live streamed, right? So people probably like the stream as soon as they walk in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why people shouldn't do that. Unless you're watching one of my videos, and then of course you like it immediately.
Well, people were hyped. They were just hyped to have like a state of play, and I guess it started out kind of cool. They had, what was that? It was like what was that game at the beginning?
Let It Die.
It was like a
something die.
Some generic ass.
Yeah, some type of like game. Like I guess that looked kind of cool. I forgot what it was called, but that looked kind of dope. So I think people were like, "Oh snap! This is starting off pretty good." So
yeah, and then they had that game where the voice actor was like, "Hey, we're in a state of play. What do I do?"
Oh yeah. That
like shit. This show's gonna suck now.
Yeah, like those like depression games. I call those like depression games. They sound like
game it even was. I think it was some Annapurna game. We didn't even get Solar Ash. That was at every state of play for like the last year and a half.
Got delayed,
that wasn't there.
It was that Deathloop of state of play.
Where's Deathloop? Bring back Death. I want a Deathloop now.
Yeah, I needed some Deathloop DLC in that show.
Absolutely not.
What if they just what if we just went to a trailer and it's just Deathloop again?
They just have patch notes
of
what they're about to drop. It's just like, we're gonna go over the patch right now.
Oh my god.
Evan, we have any Discord questions left?
Real quick though, John. Real quick. I wasn't here to talk about Deathloop some more, but the what's it called? The people who marketed that game did a terrible job. If the game is as good as people are saying, like that, they did that's the worst thing, the worst marketing I've ever seen in my life with that game.
I actually like the game.
The marketing is almost, it does not represent what the game actually is.
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually liked the game. Like I played through it. The ending just wasn't very good. And that was it. Otherwise, it was actually a pretty fun game. I was all right with it. So, and what's funny is that might end up being in Game of the Year nominations. It's very possible.
With as much advertisement as it had, probably.
Yeah, and but the problem is the ending is just terrible. So the payoff is there's no payoff. So
one of my friends just played through Deathloop in a single sitting. Played it for 14 hours straight.
Yeah, you can get through it. Yeah. But it's probably gonna lose that spot to Cyberpunk. So I don't tell you.
You just lost $10.
No, I said probably. I didn't say nominate. I said
better
the money back, Jeff.
Probably will. I saw people on Twitter who were like talking about Cyberpunk again. I was like, "Yep, right on schedule. Right on schedule."
No. Here we go. Here we go again.
Blast is taking that spot.
Cruising what?
Cruising
Blast. Let's go.
Game of the year.
Maybe soundtrack.
It's gonna get everything.
No, it's not.
All right. And then we got
Jeff Keighley's gonna have to sit there and be like, and again, Cruise and Blast. RPG of the year, Cruise and Blast.
All right.
And then we have a Discord question over there.
What is your favorite YouTuber catchphrase?
Hey y'all. Hey y'all.
Catch for.
He's got examples here like he's got examples here like Sean's I mean you're not wrong, as well as things like date the hates, shut up Fringe.
It's probably it's true. It's probably 50-50 now, right?
Yeah, 50.
That's got to be it.
That should be your
that's the move right now.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
you
that's
want that
like
as a
the
catchphrase.
trending. That's the trending one right now, right?
Yeah, you don't want that as a catchphrase.
50-50. I feel like a lot of people want that on a shirt, Sean. That's what I think.
I like the
I think you gotta
Spawn
put it
one.
on a hat,
That's
Sean.
neat.
A flat brim hat. You could wear it one day. It'd be great.
I kind of like MVG's career self authority.
No, MVG says prepare for disappointment, and I want everyone to understand where he got that from in the first place, because I see this going viral online. He got that from when Bakugan was going to be announced to that treehouse, and I DM'd him 2 minutes before it was getting shown because I heard it was Bakugan. I was like, prepare for disappointment.
Prepare for disappointment.
And he even tweeted it out. It's on Twitter of me sending him that. I was like, because he was like, oh, big announcement. I was like, prepare for dissoppointment. And
Everything
he tweeted it out
leading up
afterwards.
to that moment, everyone was like, "It's gonna be a way forward Metroid game."
Yep, I remember that.
It's not a Nintendo franchise. It's just something we've never worked on. And Bakugan, like you guys hyped up a Bakugan now.
I'd have to go back and look, but I know he cut it because he thought it was hilarious and put it up on Twitter, and then everyone just and then Evan made a black and white image of
the
him
black
with,
and white meme,
and now everyone posts that everywhere. So there you go. That's a good one though. We should put that on a shirt. MVG can wear a shirt of himself saying "Prepare for disappointment."
That doesn't seem like something you want to wear.
be a nice big close up of his head. Prepare for disappointment.
It's okay.
You got the Discord question, Evan. I'm gonna go to the super chats too.
Last one. Why are digital game storefronts so slow? It's like Sony and Nintendo don't want me to download anything.
Well, we know about Nintendo. Nintendo like caps theirs. Sony's is fast. I don't. Their PS5 download speed is significantly better than the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Like it downloads.
Yeah,
it downloads. I think it's faster than my Xbox.
Yeah, it's almost like 4 or 5 times quicker than PS4.
Yeah, like I said, I believe it's faster than my Xbox when things have to download. So I think Sony's actually doing all right with the PS5, getting it done. I don't know about Nintendo. Maybe there's always next gen. That's how it is, I guess.
Well, it's too far back to find it. I know someone broke it down and explained it very well, about the speeds and whatnot, but I probably can't find it.
Yeah, I think it was MVG.
Yeah, something like that. No, someone talking to MVG.
This is
rough.
This is from this is from Swade saying, "Great show as always. Any chance we get Earthworm Jim on current consoles, and did any of you play it?"
You're getting Earthworm Jim on the Amico, and you will love it.
Could they add that to the
Earthworm Jim.
Could they add that to the Genesis Online?
Isn't it on there?
Fuck that game. Fuck Doug.
Shinru says, I'm just saying Nintendo should have gotten Capcom to make Dread. Umbrella could have joined the Federation and captured the X-Parasites, made zombies by accident, then Samus and Jill can join forces.
Holy shit, that's like the crossover we didn't know we needed. Wow. Metroid X Resident Evil? That'd be awesome.
That would actually be pretty cool.
Just as good as Fire Emblem Cross Shin Megami Tensei. That worked out amazing.
Potential at first.
No one knew who the characters were. That was the problem.
And then it became this teeny bopping.
I still don't know who the characters are, but I like the game.
Oh, the gameplay is fantastic. It's like the most it's the most Persona-ish non-Persona game ever made.
It's
it
just everything else
Fire
is just
Emblem X SMT.
Everything else is just annoying in the game.
Philip says, so far really happy with Mario Party Superstars. It fixes basically everything wrong with Super Mario Party. Only thing I miss is the custom dice. Irvin says, will you guys ever consider having Angry Joe on the Spawncast? Sure.
Yeah. Remember I yelled at I got in a beef with him once.
Twitter beef?
Over
Those
what?
aren't real beefs.
He was it was bitching about something on Twitter. Like
his name is Angry. It's Angry Joe. It's
like
Angry
not getting. I think it had to do with review codes. He wasn't getting review codes. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And then like a bunch of people attacked me, of course. you can't say that.
But did you get a beef with him, or was it his fans?
No, it was him. He replied to me and said,
What did he say? What did he say to you?
It was like, we're in the same medium. Why would you say that? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just quit bitching. Like, this is.
Yo, Angry Joe, come on the show, man. Seriously. Sean wants to speak with you. No, Angry Joe's cool, man. Bygones be bygones. It's been a long time. Who cares?
Let Bakugans be Bakugans.
Andrew says Call of Duty community has moved to Warzone. The multiplayer is just to grind weapons and camo skins. Shinru says, last one. When are we going to see an episode of Squid Game Spawncast edition? Who wins?
I don't know what that show is.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
I watched this.
It's a great show, really.
It's
fantastic.
Yeah, that's great.
What is my rule? If everyone's, oh, this is so great, you have to watch it. I'm not fucking watching that.
They literally play like games from childhood, and it's like it definitely goes left pretty quickly.
They play GoldenEye, but like they kill.
No,
each
they
other?
play like red light, green light.
No,
they kill each other. Fuck that. I'll just do that in real life.
Tug of War. They play Tug of War, which that's the best. That's like the best episode. Like, or one of the best episodes. Tug of War. They play red light, green light. They play marbles. They play all sorts of stuff.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's an interesting show. I would check it out though. It's certainly worth a watch.
And I'm not even a huge fan of foreign films. You know, I don't watch like a lot of them, but that was incredible. I watched the whole thing with my fiance, and we both. I watched it twice actually. That's how much I like it. I never watch anything twice.
Man up. Russian roulette it. If we want to play, if we want to fuck around, we're gonna fuck around.
Well, no, there is a game though that's kind of like Russian roulette in there.
Yeah.
There is one that towards the end that's kind of like Russian roulette, and that part's awesome too.
Philip says recently subscribed to Misclick and Jordan and started watching their content. Should have subbed sooner. Now I'm watching basically everyone. Good content.
Appreciate you.
Alchemist says, congrats RGT on the new place and welcome back. OJ been playing through Tales of Arise and I think it should be nominated for Game of the Year. I'm hoping the new Star Ocean will be just as good.
Wait, what? Wait, with the last one?
They're hoping. They're holding out hope. They're shooting for the stars here. Okay, it's Star Ocean.
There's no hope.
There's no hope. Oh,
there is no timeline that has that happening.
Oh man,
what's not happening? You guys gotta understand, man. Bandai Namco is much. I know people give Bandai Namco shit, but like, dude, Bandai Namco's developers are actually legitimately pretty damn good. I mean, they make Smash, they make Tales of Arise, they make Scarlet Nexus is fantastic. Bandai Namco, whenever they put their mind to it, Bandai Namco's like right up there with anybody else in the industry, like with games, dude. So yeah, you can't compare Tri-Ace and what they do.
Zion says Sony should bring their older exclusive game to PC. Okay. I think, well, they will. They're doing that now. Josh says, do you think there will be Sony social features in the launcher that will have to be installed on the PC? Like for messaging people on PlayStation? Yeah, probably. They'll probably even work in PlayStation Now as like a feature as well. Be like, hey, you should sign up for this. And then that's how they do what Microsoft did, which is charge PC players monthly without them technically realizing it as much. Chris says, thank you guys for all that you do. You're all the best. Eel says, who is your main in Smash Brothers Ultimate and why?
Ultimate main question.
I mean, when I played it a bunch, I liked Simon Belmont and Lil Mac.
Yeah, I'd always play as like Mario or something.
I play as
Ike.
I don't play it for like, oh, I need to be good at this game. I just play it because I like all the characters.
Yeah.
I am a Joker main. I like Joker. You've been using him since he dropped, and I like old school would be like, I guess Sheik. I like Sheik, and yeah, those are pretty much my two. Yeah, Sheik and I do like Fire Emblem characters. I do like Byleth. I use Byleth quite a bit, but yeah, Joker, Sheik. Those are kind of like my two.
Who you going with? Who you going with? Click.
Am I lagging?
Yep. Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, Pyramithra. Yes, Pyramithra, Aegis. That's definitely like my main two. Yeah, Joker, Pyramithra. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And Bass says, if in some bizarre scenario Nintendo games end up on PC, do you guys think the Switch sales will decline or stay on the path it's on? So the reason I think Nintendo's going to keep their stuff on Switch is because they don't have the third party like Sony does. So like everything pretty much relies on their games selling their hardware.
Yeah, and the games would run substantially better on PC. There would be a large gap, so it would definitely impact the hardware.
Yeah.
I mean,
like no one's buying Call of Duty or Madden on Switch. So
I would buy Madden.
I know you. I'm just saying. Like,
aren't you a Call of Duty Wii guy? You loved Call of Duty on the Wii, didn't you?
Well, yeah. Well, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I literally had golden guns on the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, and the Wii version of the game. Like, I fucking loved that game. I had what was the one where you could dismember people? World at War, I think it was. I had fun with that too. The Call of Duty games on the Wii weren't bad because I liked the motion controls for the first person shooters, and I think it was because of the fact that you had a lot of, you know, my favorite type of gamer, little shithead kids who couldn't completely grasp it, and I'm just there like, yeah, duh, you little bastard. So like, that would be the same thing with the Switch. You would have all these little shithead Johnnies getting mad on the Switch, and I'd just be stunting on them. So I would enjoy that.
Where do you come up with those names?
Everyone knows
Shithead Johnny.
Everyone knows a shithead Johnny.
Oh gosh, this from Rodrigo says, "What about the marketing? Could you still call it a PlayStation exclusive? Will they use the word timed console exclusive? They could probably just say console exclusive." Then we have Gladiator says, "What are your thoughts on Shuhei Yoshida promoting PC handhelds for playing PlayStation games on the go?" I think that's good because there's no other handheld from the promoted one.
Not wrong.
Yeah. Larry says, "I'm convinced that this is RGT's world and we're all just NPCs living in it."
That's kind of how I live. Like,
it really is.
It works.
CG says, waiting for that Xenosaga franchise to make a resurgence. They were dealt a bad hand with Xenosaga. Well, you're going to have to ask Bandai why they thought it wouldn't work to have a collection. Because they apparently pitched it and they said, nah.
They pitched it, and I think you also look at like what happened a little bit with Atlas and SMT3 and how they had issues, and they tried to get that game better, but PS2 games are just like to try to port and work with. I get like we're getting GTA and all that, like I understand, but like it's just, but those are like way more in depth than what they'd have to do with Xenosaga, and they're not going to spend a ton of money, you know, remastering Xenosaga, all three of those, because those games are like massive. So they're just not going to spend that money. People aren't going to buy that for $60. You know, it's not going to sell enough. I mean, maybe if Xenoblade was like a 10 million seller, then there's like an audience for it. But Xenoblade doesn't even sell, like, it does like 2 million, but that's just recently. So I think that's the reason why they said it wasn't financially feasible when they were looking at it. It just, the Xeno name just isn't, it's not a big name, you know? Which is unfortunate because the Xenosaga games are good.
It's from I own all consoles, Mcrib on me with a little heart. Peter says, I read online that the Mega Man series has sold over 37 million copies since the first one. Kingdom Hearts sold 32 million. Mega Man is a big deal. I'd like to think
there's like 75 Mega Man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Mega Man games.
There's a lot of Mega Man games.
Sold 30 million copies out of how many releases? 150. Yeah, that's not great.
Monroe says, "Love the costumes. Nate's is my favorite."
Damn right.
Good job, Nate.
Yeah. Took a lot of work.
I went as video game nerd podcasting in his basement. So there you go. It's tough to pull. Original. It was tough to pull off.
I would imagine so.
That's Evan, we got Discord questions over there to finish up.
No, we're good. All clear.
Okay, we're good. I'll check out Streamlabs, but we'll do some outros here as we do that. Let me go over to Misclick. Where can everyone find you?
Will it work?
No.
Oh, okay. Misclick's a robot right now. Check out Misclick's link
NSO
down below. Well, we wouldn't hear her then if that was.
The sound just got all screwed up.
I'd have to have my phone up.
Misclick, check out Misclick down below in the description. She is playing Resident Evil over on Twitch. It is hilarious because she found Mr. X. So you got to watch that. Make sure you check that out there. She's also on YouTube as well with some of her clips from streams, but her link is down below. And let me go over to Streamlabs. So, Ross says, "Hi, Spawncast. Was everyone's hobbies besides playing games? And do you guys still own and play RC cars?" I don't actually have RC cars now. They look fun.
I was poor growing up. We have no RC cars. I would play with other kids' RC cars.
Yeah, me too.
The only ones I had, remember the ones that had like the fucking string attached to it, so it would go like 2 feet in front of you. You had to follow it around. Those are the motherfuckers I had. We didn't have the nice ones. I was always jealous of those.
There's a PS. I love Nate and Misclick. Hope Misclick continues to berate Nate.
What?
Pug says, "When is OJ returning from vacation?" That was just before the podcast, so Pug called it. There we go. Marco says, "Any hype for Battlefield 2042? Still one of the biggest releases of the year, and it's coming out after Call of Duty, biggest for last time. It looked good at first, and then they had the beta, and people are like, ooh, maybe not."
When does it actually come out?
November, right? They had to delay it a month.
November what? Like the 10th or something?
It's I know it's like a week or two after.
Call of Duty's the 5th, I think. So like the 11th, maybe.
November 19th.
Oh, it's no one's
Still
gonna
on
give a
track
damn
for
about
full release
Battlefield.
November 19th.
Yeah,
That's the problem. That's out.
Battlefield.
Call of Duty is out. When is Call of Duty Vanguard out?
I think it's the 5th.
Yeah, that's not man, Battlefield. Oh,
Yeah, Battlefield's screwed.
that's a shame because what they were showing looked cool, but it did not work in that beta. I'm gonna check it out, but like I'm concerned that what they released is gonna be very close to that beta, and it's not gonna be good.
Everybody thought it looked good. I remember I didn't want to sound like a hater, but I wasn't, just because you have a bunch of people on a map doesn't make a game look good to me. But that was just my opinion.
The issue was it's so glitchy. Like it was bad to the point where it wasn't working out.
I guess it's me and my skepticism of EA, you know. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you put all those people. I've seen like these massive like mag, right? Like they make it look dope in like trailers and all that stuff. But then when you play do you want to play a game? Like how's it gonna work? Are you gonna have like 5,000 people on map? Is that gonna work correctly? There's always glitches with those type of games, so that's why I wasn't sold from the beginning.
Also, Diamond and Pearl is out right there too, and I'm gonna be playing Diamond and Pearl, so yeah. OJ, where can everyone find you?
You can find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. Been playing a ton of SMT5, so if you're interested in like knowing, I can't show footage of the game, but I can talk about it. So I've put 20 plus hours in, really enjoying it. So if you want to know more about the game, check out the footage that's going up on the channel. It's already up, so we'll be doing more on that. Plus, I've got some cool footage coming up on some Smash Brothers, more stuff on Sora. And if you're into Nintendo games and stuff like that, then check out the channel. And RPGs, check out the channel. So yeah, thanks for having me on. Good to be back.
Yes.
Good to have consistent power. Good to have
OJ back.
Tap water that's clean. So yeah, it's good.
Okay, let's go to Sean. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on RGT85. Have some videos planned as usual, but I do have a question before we end. OJ, I just quick question. So who did the Bulls play tonight?
Yeah,
the Utah.
Oh yeah, Jazz.
Okay. And they were the only undefeated team. So the Bulls just defeated the Jazz. Very impressive. Now, who did the Bulls play before they played the Jazz? What was their last game?
Okay, let me, and I'll counter that with another question. I'm just saying, how many threes did one person make in order for them to get a 1 point victory? Your Knicks. How many threes?
That same person made, I think he made 4 or 5 tonight. Let me check real quick. Hold on, please.
How many did he miss?
Oh, can I pull up the box score?
You should know the stats, sir.
Well, I couldn't focus because I was on the show.
Okay.
All right, here's the box score here. Okay. What the hell? Why is this so difficult?
Figure it out.
Sports talk. So
is this a figure it out production?
Sean.
Oh, here we go.
Donovan also wants to know where you got your chair and is it comfortable while you're doing that?
It is extremely comfortable, and I got it off of Amazon. Just type in gaming recliner, and like you'll get a bunch of weird, just like foreign countries pop up. And they are great. He was 4 of 7 from 3-point tonight.
4 of 7. Oh, 4 of 7. So he missed 3. So even if he would have missed 1, they would have lost the game. Thank you. He doesn't usually only miss 1 3. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. That's all I wanted to hear.
I don't talk in hypotheticals. I talk in concrete information. And
dude's not going to make 5 of 6 most of the time. You know it. I know it. He's not going to make 5 of 6
on the season.
You know he's not.
The Bulls beat the undefeated team, but the Knicks beat the Bulls rather handily if they didn't fuck up towards the end, I think that means the Knicks are the best team in the NBA.
No, they're not, because they got lucky making way too many threes. They don't make that many threes. They got lucky. They had other guys jacking up threes and just hitting everything. They got lucky. Next time that they play, clamp down. It's done. You know, and Lonzo Ball didn't even have that great of a game. So Lonzo played bad.
He's an overpaid player.
Yeah, yes, you're right. He's overpaid. But
yes. Lonzo Ball is the Christian Laettner of modern basketball.
Do your job, please.
Yeah.
Move him along.
Jordan, where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Jordan Fringe on YouTube. I'm posting a lot of content. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Lonzo Ball is hella overpaid. They pay that man $20-something million to get like 5 assists, 7 points, and 3 rebounds.
Nate, where can everyone find you?
They can find me on YouTube at Nate the Hate and on Twitter at Nate the Hate, followed by the number 2. MVG and I have a podcast up right now discussing NSO and 64 emulation, and as well as a recent comment by the Saber Interactive developer commenting on the need for more powerful Switch hardware and why his statement is a double-edged sword.
Okay, and then Evan.
You can find me on Twitter at Mcribs Project. So whenever I'm streaming or anything's going on, you can check there. I usually post up there.
Okay, that should do it here for Spawncast. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you guys next Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
The Braves are going to win.